The Call of Duty League is brought to you by GameFuel. Use code CDL2021 for a special discount on GameFuel.com. Tournament audio and team listenings are powered by Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix amp of the Call of Duty League. The Call of Duty League is presented by Zenni, the official eyewear for the CDL. Armor your eyes with Zenni Blocks blue light protection glasses by visiting zenni.com/gaming.
Welcome back to our final match as we inch closer to the major. A shot of downtown Dallas is, I couldn't really tell you what it looked like outside of that.
Can you see where you live from there?
Yes, I can, but I don't go outside, Joe. Really ever.
Yeah, you are like probably the palest guy in Dallas, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen the sun, Joe, but let's talk about what's at stake for this matchup. The Group A implications. So what? Mutineers win, they are second, Guerrilla get fifth. If Guerrillas win, Mutineers are in the elimination bracket. This is where it gets interesting. If LAG win 3-0, Guerrillas lock in third. If they win 3-1, they can place third or fourth, depending on winner of Dallas versus Minnesota. And if they win 3-2, Guerrillas are in the elimination bracket. So for the Mutineers side, win the damn series. For the Guerrilla side, you really want to win 3-0, hopefully 3-1. A 3-2 win doesn't do a whole lot for you. And that's because what? You've got Legion locked up last, Toronto locked up first, and then just a cluster in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, that would put both of these teams at 2 and 3. That would then put, you have Minnesota and Dallas tomorrow, and both are 2 and 2 now. So one's going to finish 3 and 2, and one's going to finish 2 and 3. So you're going to have, there's a chance here you have 3 teams at 2 and 3. So both groups getting crazy again for another stage. But as you said, just depends on sort of the tiebreakers, the way that plays out. So for Guerrillas, dominate early on. For Florida, win the thing.
Well, the good thing, we'll take a look at the best of 5, but it does look better for them early. So they need to come out, dominate like you said. But let's meet our squads. We're going to kick it off with the Mutineers. Let's check out their 4-man roster.
The dictionary defines redemption as the deliverance of persons or things from the possession and power of captors.
It is a 3-0 victory over the Florida Mutineers.
As the act of making something better. As the act of making up for a loss.
It is over, and that is a shocker for the Mutineers.
We define it as inevitable. You can count our KD. You can count our headshots. You can count our hill time. What you can't do is count us out.
Joe, Mutineers, a team in turmoil at times with regards to their roster. Obviously put in a tough spot at the beginning of this year. They've had all sorts of changes and been put in tough spots. And Owakening has kind of been their one constant, their rock. Outside of that, you need somebody else. You need multiple players to step it up.
Yeah, it's been like Owakening and Neptune that have probably been the two most consistent. Skies has sort of been the deciding factor in a lot of their wins. And then you had Slacked early on. Now you have Havoc, and they're trying to switch it up, trying to improve and search and destroy. They have throughout stage 3. They're 3-1, but yeah, still, I don't know that it's just weird. It feels like they're like one of the teams in the league that one day they can win 3-0, the next day they can lose 3-0. Well, I mean, yeah, honestly,
they just don't have like a dominant mode. It's like what Mutineers is going to show up. They're going to be hot or are they not? A lot matters today. Tons of pressure on both of these squads, but let's meet the team on the other side of the matchup. Let's check out the Los Angeles Guerrillas.
When my friends go, it was simple. When the ends low, switch the tempo. I got right, I got heart, I won't die, I'ma fight. I go down, bet I strike, I go hard day and night. Money on the line, keep calling. Money on the books, need all that. My kids, they'll be ballin'. Got a real bankroll, not for Instagram. My mama on the line, keep calling. Praying for me, know I need all that. Told me it's not about ballin'. Real blessed, but I'm still sinning, man. I got right, I got heart, I won't die, I'ma fight. I go down, bet I strike. I go hard day and night.
The Los Angeles Guerrillas desperately looking for a 3-0 or a 3-1 victory here. Money Sheen, Assault, Silly, and App looking to get going and get going early.
Yeah, get going early. Like you said, just trying to get into that rhythm. But it's been tough for them. Hardpoint has been really that one game mode that they just can't get it together all of the time. You had that 3-0 with the new roster over Paris. Since then, 3 losses in a row. But an opportunity here. And I think they could kind of thank the COD gods for that, the way this group has played out. But we're going to take a look now at our maps and modes. And what, you got checkmate hardpoint early on. 1-7 for Florida. And then at game 3, that's where it gets a little worrisome.
So I guess I think Guerrillas have to win 1 and 2. I struggle to see a 3-0 or a 3-1 just because... Yeah, the Garrison, you've never won if you
because they haven't won a control outside of raid.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
That why?
They're 1-5 on Garrison for hardpoint. If they can get it to a map 5, you feel pretty good about Moscow, but they really need a 3-0 or a 3-1. So you've got to win the first 2. It's pretty solid maps by Guerrilla standards for them, especially 3 and 2 on Express Search. But you can't lose one of these first 2 games. Or I just don't see how a 3-0 3-1 happens.
And yeah. It's just the control for me really does. They just haven't won outside of raid. All right, checkmate here. A big opportunity for them. They've shown some solid performances here, especially with the old roster, but that was with Vivid. We'll see if they can get it together. Florida Mutineers 1-7 on this map.
What do you think has been like the Mutineers' problem on a map here? Because I guess I feel like they have a roster that should be pretty solid on a map like Checkmate Hardpoint.
I think they've had some really close games on this map. I think that's why they've played it 8 times. Probably can't remember any that comes right to my mind, but probably something they probably should have won and they've thrown away. And then, as ridiculous as it sounds, how was Skies playing on that day? I mean, really, like when you look at like X Factor stuff, he has some of the highest, especially in respawns.
Awakening, though, he's keeping it rolling. Finding a couple multi-kills early in this game, but Havoc, newcomer to this team, what can he bring? Now, we know we want big things from him in the Search and Destroy. We expect big things, but the respawns is where he needs to make an impact as well. Not a lot of time earned by either team. It's been like 15-15 through the first point, but you see all the purple arrows ready to lock it down for a second. That'll be Guerrillas.
I mean, great job. They get the spawn flip right away. Havoc has a chance there. He played safe in that bottom right building, just taking his time. He was hoping his teammates could get aggressive, flip those spawns, but that doesn't happen. Guerrillas, it's purple in the kill feed. Money Sheen now on 4 in a row. He's able to find that multi-kill. Gonna try and get set up, but Skies just check him. But a nice start from Guerrillas. You spawn on the side you don't want to, but they're able to get the break. And as soon as I say that, who is it? It's Skies who takes down 3. They're able to get that time.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting battle between kind of Awakening and Skies and Assault and Sheen. Obviously, there's a lot more to it than the simple AR matchup, but I feel like you have guys with potential to take over the game, and might just come down to who's kind of got those early setups. Obviously, a much easier position to play when you've got the better control.
In Assault. All right. 4 players, they just disappeared.
Okay.
We're going to get that figured out.
They were taken into the void.
I was like, what just happened? All 4 of them.
Have you ever seen The Leftovers on HBO?
I have not, but
dude, it's
I think Mo watched it. And,
top 3 television show of all time. It is incredible.
I know people just disappear, right? Yeah.
Yeah, people disappear. That's how it starts. Like millions of people disappear.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They just got hit by it here. These are the leftovers. This is who is left. It's just the Mutineers.
No, I think no, it's like our map chat. I think maybe we picked them up when we were flying around.
Oh.
The same thing that happened to us. Remember our map chat? Dude, we're just we just keep appearing on maps. I don't know how it happens. I don't know. Check it out. It's crazy.
Teleporting around. the different modes. But we'll be right back. We're going to get this figured out. We'll get back into it as quickly as we can. Don't go anywhere.
Hey everyone, I'm Dylan Attach Price, a professional Call of Duty player for the Minnesota Røkkr. You are watching the first episode of Call of Duty League's Loadout Guides, powered by Scump. This is a show where different pro players are going to show you guys the best loadouts and class setups to use on your weapon and all your classes to get you the most kills and wins in game. And let's start off with the primary weapon. A lot of the times in Respawn, I'm using an SMG, but in Search and Destroy, I love to use the Krig a lot to hold down angles and lock down the map for my team. What also helps me do that is the Scump Gaming controller. I use a military grade grip on the back, I got the digital bumpers and triggers, then I use the concave sticks, and the left paddle as my X and right paddle as my O. So right here we have my Krig attachments. I got Microflex LED, which is a red dot. It helps you see everything on the map, and it's an open red dot, so you can see a lot more. Sometimes if you use a different one, you might lose the enemy when your gun starts firing. Then I use Infantry Compensator to help get that more vertical recoil control. This thing is so good, and it feels like you have no recoil on your gun at all, especially shooting at long range. Then moving on, we have the 9.7 Ranger barrel, which gives you bullet velocity, which is very nice because your bullets, it just feels like they connect better into the enemy. Then we got the underbarrel as the field agent grip, which gives you vertical and horizontal recoil control. Definitely one of the most important attachments on this gun because it just makes it a laser beam at all ranges. Moving forward, we have the 40 round mags, which is pretty much just to get more ammo, so you can do more damage around the map, and it's just obviously a super big help. It helps you get more kills. Airborne elastic wrap is going to be my handle for the ADS time. The flinch resistance as well, so if you're getting shot, you don't flinch as much, and then you're also able to lay down and aim in at the same time, which helps getting the drop shots and helps you stay alive. Last but not least is the Raider stock for the sprint to fire time and the aim walking movement speed, which helps you when you're strafing back and forth. And if you're ever caught sprinting, you can get out of it really quickly and get the kill by using the Raider stock. And now for the secondary, we have to use the aBeZy, which is a burst pistol, a 3-round burst. We use muzzle brake 9 for the vertical recoil control on that to make sure it's not going too crazy. The 7.8 extended barrel for the bullet velocity, which just pretty much helps the bullets travel faster. The 24 round mag to just get more ammo, to be able to spray it more, and to go down with the fight. And last but not least, the airborne elastic wrap for the ADS time, the flinch resistance, and to aim while going prone, just so you can hit some good movement to try and keep you alive while you're fighting for your life. And for the rest of my class setup, I'm using the flashbang to blind the enemy and then to be able to make movements up on the map or finish off the kill.
And then for the lethal, I have the sticky grenade.
So you can throw these things across the map, and you can also stick people a lot. If you throw it anywhere in the player's general area, it usually sticks them and gets the kill. The field upgrade is going to be the trophy system, which pretty much you throw it down and it blocks all tacticals from the other team. So it's good to use on like a hard point, a control point, or if you're planting the bomb in SND. Moving on to the perks, I use Flak Jacket, Scavenger, last but not least is Ninja, and then wild card I use is Gunfighter, so I can use 7 attachments on my primary weapon. So that's how I like to set my loadout. I want to say thank you to Scump for powering this episode, and thanks for watching. Let us know what you guys think in the comments about this class setup and what your favorite class setups are.
Hello and welcome back. It's our last match of the day and one final day. Decide all seeds and how we're going to get set up for Major 3. Unfortunately, we're just a couple minutes away from getting going. Just, I believe, some internet issues for one of the teams they're trying to get solved. While we wait to get back into it, we're going to check out the top 5 plays of the week from last week. Take a look. And Scump trying to put it away. There's 2. Going for the 3rd. Give the king an ace.
Nice coverage from Muckle there. Now gives Plastic an opportunity to get forward. 2 players on point. Scrap slides in as well. Not a lot of gunfire or coverage in this situation though. An Awakening hops up, hops into his doom. Neptune's up next. Scraps shooting hot right now. There's a 3rd to be had. Oh my God, Skies, let him get by. Oh no. An easy peasy 3Z there for Matty Marshall, and Scraps, he's still going good. It's a 4 spree right now. Classic's got kitchen control. Paris are looking to slam this B zone shut. Oh. That's the big one on the first kill. The bomb does go down. Clay on the flank once again. Nice timing. This is a good start from the Subliners. It's 1-1 apiece down either side. Johnny from up high. Johnny, nice transition on the second. He's out and about here, going for the flank. Get his 2nd of the round. Zaptius manages to get 3 in a row now on the immediate defuse. Ravens once again have left Clay in a tough situation. Clay, can he get the defuse player? He does. 23 seconds left on the clock. He stops the defuse now. 1 more to deal with for Clay. This would be massive. New York, they get back on the board. What a round from Clayster.
This could be the pick. Inside assault, they both read each other. They get the information. Now maybe time for the plant. And assault catches Cammy. Assault catches Cammy. Now it's all down to Insight, but Insight finds the player going for the plant. A 1v1. Money Chin versus Insight. Insight goes for the play, and he's able to find him. A huge 1v1. Coming through from the rookie.
You'll have to rip off 4 straight.
So nothing early. Yeah, Dashy and Formula, they rotate off. They go for a hard B counter. It's a little slower here on LA Thieves, but Scum with the first blood. He's been so good around this site.
He's found some just incredible timings. Holds it. And Scump trying to put it away. There's 2. Going for the 3rd. Give the king an ace. He can track down the final kill. Last guy is Kenny. Can he get him? Oh, there it is, an ace! Kenny just dropped the board. Kenny kills everyone at the tail end of that. Listen, and they won't finish it there, but they've got a minute and a half to go.
Yeah, I mean, similar to what we saw from Los Angeles Thieves. Very early B control. Now you're in this point where you're going to have to hold A. Well, after you heard in the listening, they wanted to stack the point, put the pressure on him, but Kenny threw the wide play. Now looking for number 7. That's going to be Streaks.
We'll see if he even needs it, but Kenny, there's the 2nd one. He is on 8 in a row. He's only 11-9. So the first round, he just got destroyed. Now he's doing the destruction. Up to 9. Kenny just having his way with everyone. They hold on as Kenny goes on a tear. I believe we've got all 8 players ready to go. There they are. Everybody back, connected to the internet and ready to go. We're going to kick it off with Checkmate Hardpoint again. Guerrillas the first time through did a really good job getting a flip early. Obviously, some madness ensues after that, but now you got to try and do it again.
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? It's like, man, you work so hard for it. You got that flip that we know that can turn into just so many points, and they were doing just that, but I don't know, maybe someone in the Mutineers side just like infiltrated the base. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, we saw them disappear. So we're ready to go. Map flow on up into the match we go. And as we said, just to recap, or if you're just joining us for the Florida Mutineers, you win this, you get second in the group. For LA Guerrillas, you gotta win 3-0 or 3-1, and then possibly another tiebreaker. But if you win 3-2, you don't make it into the winner's bracket.
Let's see if they can do the flip again. I'll tell you what, I think I've been commentating, what, 7 years now? Every map, probably for the history of Call of Duty, 50 years from now, everything will seem like an easy flip compared to Hackney Yard. So it can't get worse than that.
You never know, Maeve. You never know.
We get Hackney Yard V2. Coming to
Squad
you.
spawns, return. You will not. I will retire.
Well, let's see if they can do it again. Zap does get right to the point. You know, if you don't get the flip, what's the second best thing you can do, Joe? Get a lot of time on first.
Yeah, getting a lot of time. 14 seconds off the start. Neptune inside, though. Him and Havoc able to find some kills, open things up with those subs. Oh, he's hoping he could switch to the Krig and it has some ammo. Maybe he could make a play in that position, but it's out of bullets, and you need bullets to make plays. Well, sometimes you don't. But that play, he needed them.
Get it done with the fist, Joe. Fight like men, hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, no, that would have worked, but yeah, that's not what he had.
Yeah.
aBeZy, though, he's going to be the last player up for Guerrillas, trying to make a play. Havoc, though, with that nice trade. And, okay, the flip doesn't happen for the Mutineers. They're going to take that. They're going to get set up for this second hill.
I mean, good thing, though, you only let Mutineers get 7 points. So it's not like they're going to have this, I don't know, we've seen teams up 80 or so after second. That won't be the result here because you do a good job contesting or getting some time early. That'll be 3 down, though, so now you have a time to push. Where the spawn's going to come in, I believe 1's going to be safe, 2 are going to spawn out. Picking up the spawners out, I believe, was Cheen trying to do that. At least took down 1, but the battle at the hard point goes the way of Guerrillas. They break on through behind the 3 down. Into the hard point they go.
Yeah, still in aBeZy, just playing catch on that giant football stadium that we saw their intros on. But yeah, the Nate blows up his teammate, but it doesn't matter. They get the flip. They're able to earn some time. Nice job by LAG onto this second hill. So, okay. They weren't able to do it on the first hill, but on their first push, able to get that break in now with the 22-point lead as we go to our third hill. The Mutineers trying to lock down this plane.
Yeah, you feel pretty good coming out of that, but still obviously a lot of work to do. The flash hits, so that looked to be a frustrating position for Assault. Now, Skies, the X Factor, will be checking out throughout the course of this, but you highlighted it going into the matchup, how they seem to live and die by him.
Feels that way. I know there's more to it. There always is, but yeah, there's definitely, it feels like when he's on, I mean, they're tough to beat. I mean, we kind of saw last year with the Mutineers. It was Awakening and Skies. They just had so many pieces. They were so consistent. Guys that just always hasn't been that consistent as he was last year, but now on a 5 spree, you see that pop up, earning some time. But Cheen, with a nice kill there, will take him down. So no streaks will be earned. But LAG has kind of been stuck on this right side of the map since the second hill. As Mutineers get set up for the next one.
Mutineers get set up. We basically have ourselves a tie game. Havoc on your screen. Let's get right to an Astro Listening with Florida Mutineers.
Assault, one shot in.
Mid point.
Got 2.
Nice.
One shot top lane, one shot top lane. One shot top lane.
I heard it.
I'm getting naded.
I'm gonna wrap right.
Wing, I'm one shot.
I'm wrapping
One
right.
shot, wing. Yeah, wing.
Stay alive.
Nice, good shit, Joe.
Nice, I'm cutting all of them.
Okay, make sure you top lane over.
I'm cutting all of them.
Yo, 14. Nice, stay alive. Make them commit. They're gonna shot cold. They're gonna shot cold straight. I need a street.
Yo, AC top lane, AC top lane. You want to shot?
I go push.
Top lane, top lane. I'm one shot. Yo, chill. There's 19.
I'm alive.
I'm one shot. Hold up. Save A street. No one there. He's laying down in the box.
Block.
One shot E street in top lane. One shot E street. Still their side.
Yeah,
Like,
shoot.
Watching exit. We gotta exit. One shot. Never cut off new.
One.
Exit on me. He's dead.
Nice.
Walk back. Did we walk back?
Yeah.
Try picking up time. I'm good. I have a trophy. I don't have a trophy free. Still. Go save Joe. I'm trying to watch you.
Just watch over me.
Watch top lane. Low right wing gap. He shot left on me. I need your front.
I'm getting naded multiple times. I'm not saying that.
One is A street.
Yeah, he's hurt.
Top right, one shot.
Getting back.
That's on the wing, dead. No one front. On you, charge your right. Nice.
Nice.
I'm pushing top lane. Left is open.
Heard it.
Left lane. I'm top lane.
I'm getting naded.
Top left wing.
I need a trophy.
Top left wing, go in your cabin. No, he's still holding top left wing. That's so fucked.
Left wing,
One shot top lane. No, front. One shot top lane too. You're see him. He's away from the corner. The corner's.
I know I am.
I'm trying to pick up your A street pinch, Joe. You're right wing.
Guerrillas desperately need a map victory. They got to get started off hot in this series, considering the circumstances, and unfortunately, Mutineers have really started to pull away.
I mean, since that second hill, right, it's been all Florida Mutineers, up to 140 points. That was one of the better 3 sets of hills we've seen on Checkmate. Teams are getting better and better at that 3rd and 4th hill setups, being able to control the middle of the map, basically putting that team into a spawn trap. Guerrillas just not able to get out of it. They finally have some control inside a plane. 40 seconds left. Assault trying to find an early pick on the players pushing up into the stairs. Not able to do so, but we saw on that scoreboard, it was all Mutineers with that slang.
They've come to play. They've come to fry. Hopefully for Guerrillas, they haven't just come to die. Was that poetic, Joe?
Oh my, unbelievable. Just talent out of you.
I should write poetry or songs 100%, but silly, trying to get wacky inside of the hard point. Unfortunately, he's got 6 HP, so probably want to get more health, but when he gets more health, the nade lands on his toe, and then his teammate shoots him.
Right now, this is where they need to respond. Can they turn this into some time? Do a really good job controlling playing towards the back half of that first hill. You see where Mutineers are spawning. They don't have much forward progression quite yet. A couple players just off a spawn. Be Skies and Neptune Havoc. Where's this front yellow crate? Awakening able to take down one. Now Havoc is winning multiple gunfights. He gets the spawns as well as Skies able to take down Silly. That's where Guerrillas had to execute to get them back into the game, and that might be the dagger.
And that is, a big difference between last year and this year. That 2-piece may not have been the difference in spawns. Here it is. What a play from Havoc to get them in position. Now on to Awakening and a little snap-a-doodle-doo. Right on to App, takes down 2, 20 and 14. For Awakening, as I now am rhyming without intending to.
I mean, this is how talented you are. That's what you're saying. Yeah. Like, you got to do this. Maybe that's just something, your future.
Well, they're going to go up nearly 100, but they did just get a 3-down sequence for Guerrillas, which will give them some space to enjoy some time at bottom plane. Always a scrappy hard point, but at least early it'll be nice for Guerrillas. If they're going to mount the comeback, it's going to be through 3, 4, 5. They have to replicate what Mutineers did.
And they do just that. Able to find another set of kills. You see where Mutineers spawn towards that top right side. Have to fight out of this. Sheen's holding down that A street towards the yellow crate. Awakening, though, with the pick. Assault. Got a big job to do. Can he find the opener? Not going to happen. Skies and Awakening get him out of it.
And it's crucial time just to push closer towards that map 1 victory. I think it's Apathy that does win a gunfight. Towards our next hard point, which gives him a position to set up, and the Neptune says, I don't really care about that position. It's the strafe, wins the fight.
And Neptune's getting very aggressive. Nice heals out of Awakening and Skies. You see, they're going to try and flip it here. Stop shooting onto Assault. There is a flip. Silly spawns out, but one player still all the way in the back. That's going to be Chain. Assault's going to spawn on him. You got some splits that are coming in. Nice awareness, though, by Havoc. Able to win that one-on-one. Things will slow down. This is great time. Only 30 more seconds needed for the Mutineers to win this map number 1.
Really, just everybody putting in work. Havoc having a nice series. The AR duo and Awakening and Skies popping off as well. But Havoc, maybe with the play that kind of put the game away. I know that sequence through the back half of the first set of rotations gave them the 70-point lead, but Havoc might have planted the dagger in the back. They still have to close it out. Just 22 points to do so. They've got the flip. It's set up for fifth. Neptune throwing elbows inside the plane.
Nice positioning out of Neptune. He's ready for that push towards lower. The rest of Guerrillas going to try and get back positioning, but the trades go the way of the Mutineers, and now just 10 seconds to go. You're going to have to fly if you are the Guerrillas. Up top plane is going to be aBeZy. He's going to find the opener. No trophies on the zone. It's going to allow us all an aBeZy to at least get him out of it. They have to be perfect. At least get it to maybe another first hill. Maybe that's where things get interesting. I just don't know if they're going to be able to do so.
Yeah, whenever that line comes into play, it's not usually a good sign. When we use the word you have to be perfect, it means you are in an abysmal position, and that is exactly the case. Mutineers burst on through. They get the map 1 victory. They get one map closer to a winner's bracket start at Major 3. The best play from Skies, as he was on point in that map 1, and that is exactly what they need.
Yeah, it's just the first rotation. Those 3 hills. That comes into play, and then that break onto the second hill. You know, a chance. You're down 50 if you're the Guerrillas. You're down 50. You get a money hill. You have to execute. That's one of those plays. That's the difference maker. A chance to tie the game up. At least get it closer. Instead, it's Mutineers who blow them away.
Shot of Awakening. Get a little drink to get ready for the map 2. But yeah, a great hard point all around. It just felt like, yeah, once they pulled away and there was a chance maybe for that swing, Havoc in the squad, they step up, give them no shot at it. They win it by 95. Any stat that jumps out for you?
I mean, just over 5,000 damage for Awakening. Skies close to it, both with 27 kills. Besides that, just, yeah, their ability to outslay on the map. I mean, it's not like a giant amount margin, and they still win by 100 points.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It just means they're getting kills in the right spots. Those crucial kills that are leading to the victory. Excellent job there by Mutineers. We get ready for Express Search and Destroy. Coming up next, all the pressure in the world on Guerrillas.
Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G. The Call of Duty League is presented by Zenni, the official eyewear for the CDL. Armor your eyes with Zenni Blocks blue light protection glasses by visiting zenni.com/gaming.
Welcome back as we get prepped and ready for the Game 2 Search and Destroy. You guys chatting through this big game coming up. I do want to get to the game fuel keys to victory, and we're going to go through the Los Angeles Guerrillas first.
I mean, these got to be better. This is a team that's built on that. The last 2 series, you get to a game 5. That's where you have to execute. That's where you got to close those out. A big reason for that Cellium aBeZy really struggling in that mode. And as a submachine gun players, I think that's where you're missing Vivid on 100%. But On a positive note, Assault, he has played lights out throughout this stage. Probably the best COD that we've seen from him throughout this year.
Yeah, and he's going to need that here, I think, without question. Going up against guys in Awakening, it's going to be a tough battle, tough test for him. But yeah, it's a good sign to see him hitting form, but is it going to be enough? Now, the keys to victory for Florida.
Yeah, Florida, they're going to have some fast adjustments, I think, especially on defense. They're ranked 10th in SCD on defense, Guerrillas 3rd on that. So we'll see how the Mutineers get ready for it. Solidify a better respawn game. We kind of said it. They're 8th in hardpoint in control. If you get one of those better with a 6, you're ranked 6th in search and destroy, that's when you really start to get into the discussion. Then Skies, I mean, just look at the difference maker that he is in hard points, in wins, in losses, control wins, in losses. He just went plus 24 against the Empire. Has a great map win there.
Yeah, like middle of the pack in search is fine. I think if you have a good hard point. I think a really good control mixed with a okay hard point in search, that's a problem, as that's 4 of your 5 modes, right? But if they can find big improvements in hardpoint, how huge it could be. I mean, you get your 2nd win of the entire year there on Checkmate hardpoint, so that's got to feel good.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it definitely does. And in a really clean way. When they had to break, they needed it. When they had to hold, they had those holds. You know, you win by 100 points, but now you go off to Express Search and Destroy. For Guerrillas, you're 3-2 on this map. For the Mutineers, you're 4-2. So some very solid Search and Destroy teams. Into stage 3, you're 1-1 if you are the Mutineers, and 1-1 if you are the Guerrillas.
Yeah, I think that one thing you highlighted though, like Guerrillas, and this is over the course of the year, but 3rd overall on attack, whereas Mutineers are 10th overall on defense. So not the sides we're going to be seeing right now, obviously, but when it flips, I guess that's where I'm going to be the most curious, see how the teams perform. Let's check out the Mutineers' opening push straight to A and 4-man stack from Guerrillas onto the B site. So opportunity here for a fast plant.
I mean, this was like a hard counter call. Again, Mutineers just played this the other day against Dallas Empire. They were able to win it. So Guerrillas, they have some film to study off of. Maybe they saw that they went B a good amount of times or early on in the map, so they try to throw that hard counter. But now we're going to get into a retake situation here in the 3v3. You're very spread out. You have Assault on one side of the map, Sheen on the other, and then Apathy. It's kind of like, which side do I want to go from? And an AR of mine open up the map. He's going to go through the middle of the train. No trade there. Neptune's going to take him down. Not like this. They get aggressive on Chino.
Neptune, though, wins it in the plane. The hipfire hits as he mantles out. And Sheen will drop. I thought it might get a bit interesting as you don't have those trophies at the round 1, and maybe some of the utility might connect, but the opportunity never really arose. Like Havoc kind of dodged one Simp deck thrown his way, and that's the Neptune show to close it out.
Really good job there, right? Recognizing the rounds, where they were going to come from. As soon as they saw that Sheen and Assault were separated, I think Havoc gets aggressive on one side of the map. Neptune, though, with a big 3 kills. The critical one on Apathy, who was trying to make the play for Guerrillas.
Oh, a bit different. I mean, I know you go straight to A if you're Guerrillas. But there is no B-side stack for Mutineers. They are here, and they are pinching. You've got 2 on either side of A, ready to collapse. aBeZy gets away with his life, but it is close.
Skies with the peak, no trophy. Right early out in the rounds, Assault just gets it down. Oh. Skies is still challenging. He's challenging everything.
Just soaring off the top of the train, nearly gets 3. The confidence, I think, is there. He does get the 3rd. Now working on the ace. Did he get the final one?
No, he did it. He did it. He just doesn't care. I love it.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be so worried about like someone top window peeking, but he just
He's not worried at all.
Yeah, he's got one health there. I've got no idea. Well, he probably gets the call from the other side from Havoc that maybe he's getting focused by Chino top, so he knows he's good to go. But it just looked ludicrous from Sky's POV. Like 0 Fs given.
None. I love that. Well, he had that 1v3 on this map against Empire. You know, just he's comfortable on the map.
Well, it's, what, 3 in one round from Neptune, 3 in a round from Skies, and behind the big plays, you get the 2-0 lead. Awakening He gets out, but what? It's a B stack, they hit A. An A stack, they hit B. Just can't maybe guess right if you're Guerrillas right now.
Yeah, but I think we've seen it a lot, right? You'd rather retake this B site. You kind of force them into a lower positioning. aBeZy, he's ready on the flank. They try to get aggressive, and well, they just get caught out. And yeah, that was a clean retake from LA Guerrillas. They're gonna get on the board.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of defenses do that, right? Like a 4-stack one site, you play the retake. If they're there, you have the skirmishes go down. But the split holds are it's hard on this map.
It's just an easier site to retake because you have there's a lot of positions on the A site where they can check bomb from, right? You have up top you have to clear. You have in the trains you have to clear. You have the locker room. Like there's just a lot to retake from those sites, right? And you don't really have power positions over them where if they play B side, they're playing from down low. You have the position if you retake take a booth, then you're looking down at them. It's definitely an easier one to retake.
Well, this time they'll meet on the site. Who comes out on top? Back and forth, kill after kill. The multi-kill might be the difference. It's Sheen that gets 2, and it's Havoc trying to get out with his life. And he clutch up in the 1 versus 2. Tough. You get some nice shots in, but can't quite finish it. Time to reposition.
Yeah, he's hoping he can find a timing on the player on the bomb. That's going to be aBeZy. He might get a timing on the player down low, and he will. He's so fast to reposition. aBeZy doesn't plan it either. He's worried that he was going to recheck that bomb. So now Havoc can just kind of take his time. He can play a corner. If aBeZy runs into him, great. He's just going to play for the bomb plant. There we go. So bomb's going to be planted. aBeZy have no idea where he is on the map. He's only going to guess, but so much time has gone through. He's probably repositioned. Havoc now just taking his time, seeing what he can find, and he's read this pretty darn well so far.
Havoc has played more one-on-ones in the history of Call of Duty than anyone. I watched this guy play it for 12 hours straight. He's read it. He's won it. Havoc through with the 1v2 clutch. And what? 3 in the round. It's all of the round wins. Neptune with 3. Skies with 3. Havoc with 3. What a play there from Havoc. But seriously, this guy literally would just stream one-on-one wagers all damn day and night.
Yeah, and it felt like he picked up a sound cue maybe, but he had a really good idea of where he was.
It felt like he did the way he kind of snapped over it, but I'm not sure what he heard, but sort of felt that way when he peaked ticket, right?
The big thing, though, was the repositioning, right? They see him middle. Sheen then has to watch over his teammate, and Sheen's just guessing. Which angle is he coming from? And because Havoc was so fast to just go for it, he just sends it. Gets that kill on a Chino. And he wins the one-on-one. Now up 3-1. Bit of a different look. They go from catwalk side. The problem is if the team's ready for it, you can see that position. It's tough to win that gunfight. aBeZy comes out on top.
And that's just bombed down in that mid-cut. Now, what do Awakening and Skies try to do and pull off here? I mean, a ton of time to work with, but you've got to recoup bomb and somehow clutch up in this 2 versus 4. Maybe it's Awakening's time. His chance to get 3 kills in a round.
At least it's your 2 Creek players. You can take long-range gunfights. Nice nade. It's almost like the way they're playing this is they have the bomb down, right?
Pinch is coming now. Pinch is coming.
Yeah, Salt all the way through. They're just waiting for him, and hello! 2 freebies.
It feels like, yeah, some of the, on one side you've seen some crazy plays with Neptune manly out of a car, hip firing, a clutch from Havoc, Skies looking like an Olympic athlete as he goes over the top. And then on the other side, it's just I don't know, easy kills, App kind of gets the 2 coming out of the back, driveway, and then you see Assault just flank, shoot 2 in the back. I feel like the round waves have looked so different. No, it doesn't at all, but it looks so different on either side.
Okay, so Sky's just playing down low. He just throws out that flash. It hits, so that's the information. They know this is going to be a B hit. You have 2 players mid-train. Havoc and Neptune. Awakening just trying to see if he can get a timing. Wants to try to stop the bomb plant. Sky's trying to get out with his life. They're going to double peek him, and that nade hits Awakening. The Guerrillas know a lot right now. They have a good idea of where they're positioned from.
Might be a big one-on-one. Just peeks it, gets the info, backs up.
I'm not dying.
They just got to try and get this down, but finally Havoc able to peek and get the kill. Skies will drop. Sheen's got the angle. 3v2 for Guerrillas. They work to get this down.
Neptune.
We've got one on either side. Here comes Neptune in behind enemy lines, but it ends up being such an awkward gunfight. If you get that quick and clean, maybe he can snap onto the next, but it ended up being a little awkward.
Yeah, he was trying to line two up, but that first player slid, right? And just drags that auto aim, and then it's like, he's got to... It just makes the gunfight a little bit more difficult. Allows Sheen to reposition. Tries to make it look perfect. Look pretty. Ends up hurting him.
Out of 3-3. Your Guerrillas, you need to win these next 3 maps. Really have a chance for something special to happen with regards to your seeding for the next major.
Well, they had that in stage 1. That started off in the winners bracket, right? That's when they beat LA Thieves in that winners round 1. I think they got there as 2-3 with a tiebreaker.
Yeah. It was. Nice opener there from Assault. He'll get the first blood. He's out to 7-4. See if they can breach and clear this site, but Sheen has moved up in the train. Ready to pounce. Nice angle there from Assault, but more of a haircut than a kill.
Yeah, Havoc's trying to get positioning. You can kind of tell the way that Neptune is playing this, trying to bait him out, but Havoc gets into a nice spot, able to line up too, and he's still alive. They have to focus on him. They don't know that he's pushed on up. aBeZy's finally a reposition, but Havoc beats him. Havoc!
Havoc with the ace, the read on Sheen in the plane. The snap to the top catwalk. Let's watch it again. Havoc. Absurdity here in the search.
Just moves on up. They hear the slides on the bomb. The slides on the bomb. Chino's probably giving the comms like, all right, they're on the bomb. All right, they're on the bomb. The problem is they don't know. No one sees Havoc just sort of get right outside that train door. Nice plays out of Havoc. Again, 3 kills that turns into a round win.
Ooh. We were wondering his impact in search. Well, he's got a 1v2 clutch Joe and an ace there. I think he's helping.
Yeah, he's definitely helping. And they're 3-1 in this stage, which is much better than what they've had.
Well, he might have peeked a little too much, but he's able to get out into a nade. Oh, his that looked painful, just splattered all over the walls of the ticket booth.
Just sliding his face into each wall too. Definitely hurt.
Yeah, bruise.
Neptune's the man up next. If he stopped his bomb plant. No. Can't.
Not gonna happen. Yeah, neither sequence for Neptune or Havoc looked fun at all, but Awakening does hit with the nade. Bit more of a chance now. 2 versus 3, 35 seconds to go. The bomb down because of the nade, so they haven't got the plant down. They should be good to do it now. No, he stands up and there's Awakening stopping it yet again. Now to a 1 versus 1. Silly versus Skies.
He hears the bomb pickup noise. That's how they knew they were getting right back onto that bomb. He heard it again. He didn't want to get baited into it. So he's going to let the bomb go down, but look at the repositioning. How fast he is. He spots Silly as well. Oh, he's just got to take his time. He does have a Krieg, though. You know you're running into a 74. Problem is the longer he waits here, does he go on the pinch? No, he does not. But Silly, he was ready for it. Comes out on top in the 1v1.
A crazy round. And yeah, you felt good about Sky's chances. He gets the spot. You know, he could wait for Silly to think he has to check a potential defuse, but Silly reads it, wins the gunfight, has a sub in hand, gets it done. Tied up 4-4 now. With some fun moments in this search for sure.
As you said, on the Mutineer side, it's been a play. Can they minimize those plays, Guerrillas, to close this game out? There you go, 4 right down the middle. 4 right down the middle, but it's 4 players at B. 4 Guerrillas. Getting with that hard counter. Neptune and Havoc inside the booth. This time, Awakening's gonna get that first blood.
Yeah, they're breakdancing in there. I do not like it. It gives me anxiety.
Just bobbing and weaving. Bobbing and weaving.
It looks like they're trying to bait out.
They're trying to catch him on rotation.
Across, yeah. They're waiting on it. Gotta expect it's gonna come, but they're playing it pretty slow. That is the Guerrillas' way. It pays off. Nice win from Assault. aBeZy catches one as well. They will not be baited into the trap, but thankfully, if you're Mutineers, Awakening does catch one, so down to a 2 versus 2 now. He saw it. He saw it. I bet somebody, one of his teammates called that out for sure because he didn't react to it. It suddenly snapped.
I'm just going to work the bomb. Awakening's going to reposition, but Assault spots him. Nice shots, and, well, it's on Havoc again.
He gets spotted. Not going to win it this time. Simply too far a range to win it with a sub. Assault puts it down, gets the 5th round up for Guerrillas, but yeah, I was worried it'd be another crazy clutch for Havoc. This time, though, what did you just say? They got to stop the big plays. There they do.
Yeah, and I think Florida overthink that a little bit. I don't mind sort of waiting on that rotation, but it was too long. Guerrillas kind of figured out that something was up. They figure right away a player is just going to go and plant the bomb. Unfortunately, it's Neptune middle of the map. Maybe he doesn't want to move and get caught because he has the bomb, but I would like to just see them, 1 or 2. Maybe try to hold those rotations, but just work that site. Try to get the plan in. Assault talked about it just before this. Big stage out of him, up to 11 kills.
I think it's one of those things where you try to catch a timing on them, and once you wait a while, you're worried if you start to cross, you get caught.
You get a caught. Yeah.
So then they just stood there.
And got caught.
Yep, exactly. I guess I just would have thought playing against Guerrillas, like they'd play it like that, so I just would have went and got the bomb down set up because they don't usually fly it much.
Yeah, you're right. I think that was it. But yeah, they were just trying to trap them in. But a very slow offense here. Bit of a 2-2 split. Sheen's starting to work his way down, but it's Neptune who's going to slide right into that, get the first blood, play his life. But here comes the catwalk push. He knows it. He knows it. He repositions. Neptune! 3 down in the round. It's another one, Maeve. They keep popping them off.
All 5 of the round wins has been something ludicrous. Neptune, you're good getting away with 1. Second, I'm like, all right, he's traded. Great. But 3, Neptune is a beast.
Woo.
And here we are at round 11. After all of this, to round 11 we go, and this is what it comes down to. A good offensive team in Guerrillas, a poor defensive team in Mutineers. And they ham up the defense while they're sending the hammer, because here we go. 1 for 1 so far. aBeZy just waiting to pounce the trophy, though, not going to help. And Neptune, after that triple, he's just right here lying in wait, but he cannot catch him. 1 versus 2 now for Awakening. And, oh, God, I think he thought he had the angle if he got top for a second. They haven't started to work the plant yet.
And Sheen's taking his time. They know he's going to piece this.
Well, he killed Sheen in this exact spot earlier. Like, I think it was Awakening that killed Sheen off the bomb. Like, literally from right there.
Guerrillas just trying to take their time, trying to see what timing they can get. Okay, the call is to wrap. They're out of here. There's just so many angles B-side. They're like, nope, we don't want to deal with this. He can come catwalk, he can come lower. Awakening, he's going to check B one more time. This is going to work out on this rotation.
When does he start to rotate across? Not before the bomb gets planted. Yep. Yeah. Now it goes down. Now he knows something's afoot. Awakening. 1 versus 2 for the win.
Gonna hear that mantle. They know his position. Sheen's watching the first cross. He's got to 74. There we go. Guerrillas in the round 11. Clutch on up.
And I love the rotation out. I was a bit worried, with the timing of it. If Awakening somehow reads it, he might only need like 1 kill in that sequence, and then the clock is against it to get the plant down, but they rotate out. They get it down. they come up with the big win, a much needed win. They've got to rip off 3 straight to keep their hopes of a winner's bracket start alive. And despite what an ace, clutch, wild triple, everything that Mutineers threw out from their bag of tricks, simply not enough. And it sort of reminds me in a way of like their problems at the beginning of the year. Like Awakening would drop 72 kills in a search and they'd still lose. It just seems like sometimes no matter how many wild performances go on, just fall a little bit short. But as you said, they've been better this stage for sure.
I mean, just look at like they all kind of had a round and look at their kills. 3 at 7, 1 at 8. But it's Assault with 11. And in that round 11, able to make some plays. That 1v2, you could see how scared they kind of were. They didn't want Awakening. They just weren't sure where he was. They're able to rotate out. They get that bomb down. Nicely done out of LAG.
Well, let's check out our U.S. Army tactical play. It's going to be the last play, and maybe you can kind of talk through, why was the heads-up play for them to rotate out? You mentioned it's a lot of tough angles to read if you're trying to get that Planet B.
Yeah, so, I mean, just off the start, the big difference here is that Awakening is across the map, right? Like, this is a 2v3 down low. Neptune's able to find one, but then he's immediately traded. Havoc gets picked by Cheen, but then in this 1v2, they have no idea where he is in the round yet. They're not exactly sure. That hits. Okay, so he's going to hear them pick up that bomb, and they just don't want a player to get caught on the bomb. They don't want to be forced for one guy to be in a 1v1. So they're waiting. They know he's going to peek it sooner or later. It's been some time now. They haven't spotted anything. But, right, you have these double catwalks. You have double low terminals. You see a nade go off down low on the right side. They just have no idea where he's at. They don't want to get caught, so they're going to push out a lane together on this rotation. Just take their time, shoulder all these different angles, work their way all the way across to A. Once they get to A safely, I think they kind of know they have it in the bag, especially as soon as Awakening mantles on up. They know his position. Chino just backs down. But you could see they were very skeptical to work that B plant.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned all the angles, but just like pushing out like that together, I feel like doesn't guarantee a trade, but at least gives you maybe a better opportunity than the one they were in a position for, trying to get it down.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a shot. He's ready for it and kills both. If they line up somehow or 2 1v1s, but they didn't want him to get caught on the bomb.
It doesn't happen. They clutch up. Guerrillas' dreams of a winner's bracket start in Major 3 stay alive, but can they win a control on a map that's not raid? I don't know. We'll find out next. Here we go for the control, getting ready. Shot here of the Mutineers, and I think we're gonna play a little game, Joe. It's gonna be a kind of a who are we looking at? Like, which team is this? We're gonna show some stats from Dallas versus Florida yesterday. And well, if you know the outcome of the match yesterday, it's probably pretty obvious, but maybe not the expected one going into it.
I think because Mutineers won, I'm gonna go with them.
Yeah, but like if you thought about this maybe a month ago, likely not what you were thinking. Now, Mutineers, have they been very, I guess, very good or very bad? Kind of really all over the place this year, yes. But I don't think many saw a 3-0 in that series. Not going down like that.
No, not getting outslayed that way. But yeah, Empire, they have some things to work on. Still one more match for them versus Røkkr tomorrow, and that could decide if they start in that winner's bracket. But again, lots of tiebreakers that could go down. We have really no idea what's going to happen, so we'll just keep you updated. But into Control we go, starting on Garrison. This is not one that the Mutineers have played in Stage 3 with this roster, but as we said with the Guerrillas, they haven't won a Control outside of Raid all year.
This is a moment that will go down in history.
You're not wrong. For the Guerrillas, it will.
It's Guerrillas will try to win their first ever Control, not on Raid. Can they do it here? All their hopes and dreams for the winner's bracket are on the line. Wait. No, they don't. Oh, one on Checkmate, not on Garrison. Oh,
yes.
Wait, so it's not just Raid anymore? I feel like we've said that so many times that was just ingrained in my head. When did they win the Checkmate one?
Oh. Maybe versus Paris? That's probably their win.
Oh, yeah.
Nope, that was Raid. Yeah. Who knows?
I'm trying to think of when that was, because I feel like the whole Raid thing has been like literally all year long. And now, well, okay, so they're first on Garrison. Same point, just Garrison.
They've been bad in Control.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Awakening does a little song and dance, and three members of Guerrillas almost felt that song, but finally somebody able to trade it. Now they're putting pressure kind of at both points. You've got aBeZy set up top green. Skies, first bit of progress here done at B. And he's got some work looking over him mid-map. So decent start, but aBeZy coming to disrupt the party, and he's able to do that.
I thought he had Awakening right next to Awakening with that 74. And we've seen this, right? Some flex players running this on this map, keeping the pressure on. We usually see him with a Grey all the time. Neptune able to win another one. Silly controlling top green still, up to 3-0 on a 3 spree. Still progress being made. It's just when do Guerrillas want to go? Just take over mid-map. Maybe with that kill, they have control of top green. aBeZy, I thought he was going to challenge him, but he's not.
He's going to sneak on through. And I think Neptune was looking at it for a second, but he's greeted by a couple bullets from aB and the nade from Silly. Now 40 seconds to go. We'll see if they can continue to hold. They've had a presence, pushed up mid-map throughout a good part of this round, but as Silly drop, Gene drops, an opening now for Mutineers.
You stunned, yeah, you flashed yourself. Neptune just gonna step out on a B, force them to, onto A, force them to focus on him. Well, they're able to secure that point. They get the time extension, and now can they work it? Teams have gotten much better at this. Working through bricks, you know where the setup is. And well, two players gonna go down. Now it is time to collapse. aBeZy, he's all weak. Gets great timing though on a Havoc. Assault with another one, and with those kills, they might be able to hold on.
Hey, basically jumped over somebody's head.
I did not expect that one.
Neptune, though, is still there. So, the good thing, you've got the clock stop for a good sequence here while your teammates try to fight back to help you. He stayed alive through all of this. Just 11 HP. The push comes in. The trade finally there. But right as he gets in, so do the teammates in support. I think there's like one player left standing in front of their team. Sorry, two here from Guerrillas after that sequence. They'll hold on for now, but not a lot changed in the time department throughout all of that. You do have a 4 life advantage. Now up to 5 for Guerrillas.
Yeah, the big thing is they're able to take, top green, right? You have aBeZy who's out there that allows them to push out catwalk side, assault, and still able to find some kills. And I need to slow this down if you're Mutineers. You're only down to 7 lives remaining. A couple of chances there. Neptune, who's playing his life back A for so long. Assault on a 5 spree does get taken down. This is going to be the last push, though, for Mutineers.
There's no lives to work with. Neptune might soften up the defense there. I thought if he wins that, he really starts to weaken that line, but they find all the kills. Just 2 players remaining in Havoc and Neptune, 10 seconds to go. I don't know how in the world you get this done, but it's going to take some of those highlight plays from the search and destroy. Not going to happen here. Round 1 victory for Guerrillas.
Yeah, good job just retaking that A site. What, Assault and Apathy. That was really the play. Both of them staying alive. Apathy. He gets a little lucky with that first kill on Havoc, but what's it matter? He's going to take that all day. And then when Neptune is playing his life A side, I think Skies and Awakening both try to reinforce him. I think Skies gets onto that satellite, but Awakening, he challenges a one-on-one. If he just sits on the zone and contests, I think that's a better play. Just allows his teammates maybe to try to get into that position. Instead, he goes down, and then Skies, he gets flanked from top green. But Awakening, nice nade, nice opening kill.
Well, he's getting all of the opening kills. That's 3 now to start the round. Fortunately, he's the only one that has gotten a kill, and now onto the point go Guerrillas. Might have slowed him down for a second, but not long at all. Havoc struggling early at 4 and 10.
See Apathy just dodging all of those nades, trying to get on it. This Havoc takes that gunfight, now 4 and 11. The rest of the Mutineers, they have a lot of top green control, and they got to be worried here. Neptune, he's got to stay alive. You see Silly, he's getting pushed up brick side. He's going to collapse on A. The focus is on this A zone. This is going to force Mutineers to have to deal with this push.
Well, I seem to be up to it so far. They're at least able to take out Silly, but now Assault, he's double positive, 14 and 7. 3 spree, 4 spree, but Skies puts him down, but it just seems like there's always one more body here. For Guerrillas, second bit of progress done. They can close out this 8 point. How huge would it be? How huge it would be. Silly lining them up. There's the first point. Now you got a minute 45 and a 6 life advantage to work on B. They could go up 2-0 in this game 3 and be 1 round away from their first win on Garrison.
Really great game out of him so far. Both him and Assault up to 15 kills. Awakening Neptune, though, going to slow things down. I mean, B, not impossible. The problem is just 90 seconds on the clock. They're going to have to control middle of the map for so long. And B is that zone where you can just put someone on it, right? Just contest it, stop the clock. They really need to dominate middle of the map, get top catwalk control. But Chain doing such a good job playing his life, forcing them to focus on him. They have no idea where he's coming from, and the more time he buys, that allows Apathy and Assault to work on out.
It's just not that often we see B, the final point that needs to get conquered, but they're on it. They're progressing it. Big collapse now from Mutineers. They've got to get the clearance on the point. Silly just trying to pick where they're going to come from. They're waiting to pounce as a unit. The contest, though, is here. I mean, Awakening has stopped it. Now the pounce is going to come in. It's Neptune that gets in. Awakening there as well. 3 will fall. And everybody basically back to push off a spawn. Nice retake there from Mutineers.
And I mean, look at the lives. I mean, you're up 2 now. You're up 2 now. Now you're only down to 40 seconds. This is the map control I was talking about. Skies all the way back. Garage watching the cross off a spawn. Apathy and Chain so weak. Silly does get pushed up middle. I think Skies thought he had someone watching over him. Now they have to deal with Neptune, and after Neptune, they have to fly. They have to try and just get aggressive. Awakening and Havoc are still here, just staggering this push. Wicked Havoc too. He's to do the next one up.
No respawns
and what was
remaining.
looking so good? It was looking so good.
It's just, it was a hell of a retake there for Mutineers, but this will be it on the push. Somebody's got to get in. Under 10 seconds to go. It's ticking away. Silly, probably the lone man in position to touch it. Now, well, he's literally the lone man. They know his position. He will drop, and what a magnificent retake and hold it was from Mutineers.
You can kind of see, like, they're discussing it, right? Like, Chino's getting really animated right now, just trying to see what happened, what went wrong. Maybe on that retake positioning, but they're able to do it. As you said, we don't see it too often, but they get that control and just put them in the trap.
Well, I feel like that, if you end up losing this series, or losing the map, like, the chance to win 3-1 and a chance to get in winner's bracket, like that's the round you might look back at. I mean, they go up 2-0 here. I mean, you give them a good shot to close it out, but it gets that much harder now with the great hold from Mutineers. It just feels like it should have been a Guerrillas win.
Now can Mutineers execute? They had a couple of chances on their first offense. They hit some early top green control. They're going to try to get onto this A zone quickly, but Havoc's just going to back away. aBeZy's so weak. He's going to get chased down. Look at the control you have. If you're Mutineers and Havoc makes the play, that's going to be all dead. All dead for the Guerrillas. Awakening in the spawn. 2 players going to be on both zones.
Yeah, this isn't where you want to be taking your gunfights if you are Guerrillas. That's for sure. Nowhere close to the objectives. You've gotten, what, 1 point of progress on both. You got to pick a site and attack if you are Guerrillas. Well, they're actually going to send one in Silly towards B. He wins a big one-on-one. They clear towards A, so they win it on both fronts. And, well, it's huge. Otherwise, I mean, you get smoked there, you might lose the round.
That's tough. Like, you get 4 dead. I know you have a couple of people forward. I think I would just like to see 2 players on A at least. You rarely get that opportunity with 3 or 4 down on the map, and we know how difficult A can be, but we'll see if they can still execute. They're able to get a bit of progress at both zones. But Silly's worked his way up caution side. And now there's only 27 seconds left.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a tough decision sometimes, like when you stack and focus the objective, when you send people forward to try and, well, stagger and find kills, and there's a sequence that doesn't work out, but something that does work out is the crossfire for Sheen. 2 line up, and he gets both. Now they'll get the time stop on the contest, but as you can see, Skies has to watch every which angle. I don't know how he is still alive. He's got 1 left, right, up, down, between, and he stays up. Neptune gets 2, and that'll be the B point in an extra minute, and you've already got 2 players pushing towards A. Sheen's tucked away in a corner. Will they sniff it out? No.
Well, and he's not on the zone. So when he steps out of that position, he's not actually defending. So they step out onto the point. And they're like, all right, he's not contesting, so he's not here. What a play on Sheen, a nice spot. Just like right on the boundary line at those gates where it's just outside of the zone.
Beautiful play from Sheen. I mean, it helps ensure it's not a clean transition across. They're going to have to make a big play yet again. This time it's going to be aBeZy. Just desperately trying to hold as his teammates get back into it. Neptune torched down to 18 HP. But it's Money Sheen again with the quality beams from the back line.
Neptune's still here, though. Still playing his life. He knew there was going to be one off spawn. Does such a good job in this area. He's able to take down 3, make it 4. And now they're going to get on this point. Only 5 lives remaining. Guerrillas have to go. The progress being made today. 2 players on it. 1 player locking down in the middle of the map. Is this the offensive round when they were looking for it? Is Mutineers up 2-1.
Sheen's like, what do I got to do? Oh, I make a sneaky play. I kill 2. I come back off spawn. I kill 2. Can you please not let Neptune have his way with our entire squad?
Building finesse, right? Like, he gets that kill on app, and then he was getting shot from the outer part of the zone. But he slides into bricks. Continues to play his life. Gets 1 off a spawn. Goes back to, man, a menace on the map.
Well, it's just tough to deal with that player. Like, you know, you're coming off a spawn. You know you're going to have ARs set up looking over the point, and then you've got Neptune just bobbing and weaving, doing 360s mid-map. It's like, what angle is he going to hit from? And he kept repositioning, kept finding the kills. Big closing moments there from Neptune. In what looked to be a 2-0 edge for Guerrillas, suddenly you're looking at a 2-1 lead for Mutineers. They win it here on defense.
Awakening is just parkouring around the map right now. He's literally jumping on everything. This is his playground, and well, they're going to find 3 dead. You?
Yeah.
No. Absolutely not.
Damn.
I'll just be honest with you. I don't even want you to try it.
I'm actually worried you'll die.
Yeah,
Okay,
you'll definitely hurt yourself, 100%.
No parkour for me. We're already down to 40 seconds. These Mutineers have locked them in like a vice. No room to breathe, getting choked out. Guerrillas cannot find an opening anywhere. It is already a 27-19 life advantage as they are just getting torched from deep as Skies on 8 in a row.
He's got a streak too. Yeah. Ted's Awakening is literally in the spawn. I don't even know where they're gonna spawn now. Okay. So he gets dropped. Remember, like, we've had some like crazy spawns where if you get too far pushed up in control, you spawn like the middle of the map. But there we go, Mutineers. They win that big offensive round in round 3, and then defense in round 4 was perfection right from the get-go.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. Ever since that round 2, it felt so good for Guerrillas. And then it went so bad for Guerrillas. Still yet to find a win there. You know, not as many reps with Sheen, obviously, but I know there were some big plays for Mutineers. There have been all series long, but felt like there are some little things that maybe you could improve for Guerrillas, and they could be a solid team there.
I mean, even round 1, though, I'll be honest, I think really good garrison control teams win that round 1 on offense that Mutineers had. There was a couple of pushes. There was a couple of pushes. Yeah, there was a... Well, the overpush, and then there was like a 4v1 on the point. I just think garrison control team, like better ones, win that round 1. So
okay.
I don't know if that's, yeah.
Maybe it's never played ever. That means you're playing checkmate every time, which isn't a whole lot better, unfortunately. But it's a big win there for Mutineers after a tough round 11 loss in the game 2. Well, now the big thing, if you're Guerrillas, that your chances are gone, right? As far as getting a winner's bracket, if I'm correct, because you had to get a 3-0 or a 3-1.
Yeah, you had to win 3-0, 3-1.
Yeah, so now best you can do is 3-2. So we'll kind of break down what its impact it might have on the standings. But Mutineers, they win. They're in the winner's bracket, 4 Major 3, 1 map away now. We'll be back with Hardpoint after the break. Welcome back. We were touching on what's at stake at the tail end of that map. We do want to highlight it again because some of the factors we were talking about coming into this series have now been decided. So nothing changes with regards to the Mutineers win. They get one more map win. They're second. Guerrillas are fifth. Some of the stuff that did change is that 3-0, 3-1 is out of the picture. Best they can do is elimination bracket, but the big thing is if Guerrillas somehow pull this back, that would also deem elimination bracket for Mutineers.
Yeah, so I think just the way the tiebreakers would play out, no matter who won Minnesota, Dallas, they would probably get through. But yeah, so if you're Mutineers, you're in control. You're going to a garrison hardpoint. where LAG 1-5 on the year. Florida Mutineers 5-5. Much better in this one. They're looking good.
So that means on Garrison, when you're talking respawn, they're 1-10, correct? Because they're
1-10 now.
Yeah. So Garrison is basically hell for the Guerrillas.
Yes, pretty close. They just have one map win there. I feel like in hell they probably wouldn't have any.
Yeah, that's probably true. You don't win much in hell. Let's take a look at the game one versus Guerrillas. From I don't know if I have the game one versus Guerrillas for the Mutineers. Yeah, you know they pop off. It's a bit close, kind of early, but really through what was it 3, 4, 5 in that first set of rotations is where they start to open up a lead, and they never really look back.
Yeah, that's where they open things up. They break that second hill. That's where Guerrillas have that chance, but. We'll see if Guerrillas can do it. They can bounce on back. I mean, the focus now is just getting more reps, getting them prepped for the major.
See, you know, it's weird. I said that because I've been watching Supernatural the final season finally, and like Sam and Dean have both technically been to hell and come back. Like it's crazy, Joe. So like, I mean, I got some experience there from my 15 seasons of Supernatural.
Okay. Crazy.
Yeah, it's
Spoiler
incredible.
Alert out there, dude. Spoiler alert.
Oh, wow. Come on. That show's been on for 20 years. Like,
yeah, 15 seasons. Sounds like it, yeah. Holy shit, that's a long time. That's awesome.
I've been watching That and Always Sunny for half my life. Yeah, they've been on forever. But now focus to the map 4 and less about things that are supernatural. We'll get right.
I've been watching Call of Duty half my life.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The things we love, Joe. The things we love.
Nice opening. Nice jump shots, too, from Skies. He does do some ridiculous things on the map. Up to 2-0 on this start. Gonna find that. Oh, well, he thought, okay, now he's gonna find the third and just get right back to it.
Guys, as you highlighted the X Factor stats and the game fuel keys to victory, what a start. 3-0. I thought Silly was gonna win that one, but just couldn't quite connect. And Awakening threw on the headshot, so a great opening hard point from Mutineers, at least in the early part of this. They might be able to rack up 40 or so points. But getting set up for second, see that little lock pop up on the minimap, the purple arrows in position to answer back here at second.
You're going to have to. That is a ton of time given
right? Like
to the
40
Florida
points.
Mutineers. Off that start. Now here comes the first push off the first hill. Dean with some nice shots, but Neptune easy to get them inside a brace, and this is when they can really start to cause a lot of havoc. As those SMG players, Awakening just messing with Sheen. But on the hill, it's a 1v1. Assault wins it. Nice job by him, and he's going to play his life.
Any good answer? So far, so good. Now maybe could Assault get some streaks. Still several kills to go, but he's inching towards that. I thought maybe number 5, but he couldn't quite finish it before Awakening scurries away across the map. Hey, get these. Yep, that's not an easy fight at all. He chows out Awakening. Well, he scurried away, and he puts an end to any street conversation there for Assault.
Yeah, I'd love, like, again, look, I know it's only 4, but get someone to slide for you. They come up off spawn, get that kill, and then you're on 5. And you're going to work some picks from the middle of the map and from that tank on the spawns. Maybe you can earn some streaks, but not going to happen. Guerrillas, though, they get 55 points on that hill. They take the lead, but now it's Mutineers' turn. They're able to find the openers. It's going to slow things down. And look at the position of Neptune. He's all the way pushed up. Dark side, so he just has this cross on the middle of the map. Awakening now getting pushed up as well.
Think about how different it is from like our first series we had here, how split the first couple of hard points were. Like, not at all the case here. So wait, hold up. So we saw Assault come up a little bit short. Awakening is now on 5 in a row. I want to see if maybe he can do a better job playing for those streaks. He's sitting in behind Havoc. But unfortunately, everyone found the kills in front of him, so nothing added to that yet, but Awakening still a shot to do it. Where's number 6? Well, he's there, he just can't quite get an angle on him.
They take the challenge to Gene.
They just got, he couldn't finish anything.
I mean, he put bullets into people.
That looks so frustrating as like a player on streaks. Like, just
you can kind of tell he was frustrated. He just pulled out that 74U and he ran that Gene. He's like, this is mine. It's mine, I tell you.
Yeah, I can imagine if I was frustrated. I'm sure he was too. It's been a story of hold so far. We'll see if it becomes a story of breaks as we get later into it, but Guerrillas now, I mean, really, they can just play spoiler for the Mutineers. They get a series victory, and Mutineers will join them in the lower side of the bracket. Now it's really just about vengeance. Let's go to an Astro listening. Guerrillas.
Push it. I need it, Brian.
One might be cat, one shot.
Might be cat late too.
Let me wrap weak.
Too weak?
No.
Where'd you spawn?
I spawn.
Hit me, bro. One small caution. What's the tank?
I
got him. I got him.
Wake's still on me on the right. He has me one shot.
Make sure they don't
spawn there. We should be good.
Yeah, they should spawn in the back.
L Caesar back up. Dead.
Nice.
I'm bricks.
At you. I'm
going
green.
Nice. There should be the
I'm back. Yo, L chain.
He's going green.
Are you?
R-twin green, guys.
Go firm. One shot B search.
At you.
I don't see the green guy.
Team B search. You
Search,
went
He pushed out green probably.
It's gotta be green.
I'm low P4, mid tank. Got you.
Oh, he got me.
I got him.
I think it's bricks. I think
Should have put them out.
Nice.
Nice job.
Go bricks.
On the back. I get time. Hold bricks.
I'm holding the back. I'm trying to hold the back.
One going back bricks on you. One guy's back L.
Try your troll.
Go hurt.
That's out.
Back me. Back
yes. I'm peeking.
I'm still holding my back break. He's just really weak in the back left.
Trying to block van.
Go back left.
I'm still holding my break. Yeah, he's pushing mid. He's fork, 2 fork. There's shooting mid. One more fork on you.
Back mid.
Back mid. And back L.
Stay alive, Justin.
He's close right, challenging you.
He's on Xbox.
No trophy.
Absolute. Another one, Xbox.
Sarkin green.
I'm one shot chain. When you guys get green, I'll spot.
I've got green.
I have all of this splitter.
I'm top green.
I'm playing for kill. They're square on me. Heavy square on me.
My L's open, Sheen.
Are you?
I kill, Nep hurt.
I can get a kill for you guys.
I know you're top green.
One's green on me. 1 or 2.
Where?
I see a 4.
One more. X.
I got you.
X.
One more.
X, Nep. Dead. One back L.
They're so small there. Get green.
I have green.
Flash it.
They're gonna go mid.
I died at back L. Shouldering. One inside of L.
You guys can be green on me.
One shot.
Watch your green, Sheen.
You have mid, right?
Yeah, mid right now.
Green on me, 2 of them. I got 1.
One more green. BSND in force.
Cat. Wake is top cat absolute.
Nice job. I'll take on you.
Tell me. I got one shot.
I take a time there. They're gonna spawn there.
Comms on point, 4 in a row for Assault. Joe, talk to me about the back half of this hard point.
I mean, you look at P5, they get them back into that trap, and all the time now being earned at Guerrillas. That 5th hill, this 1st hill, they now have a 30-point lead, and similar to what we saw in the first rotation, you know what? It was Mutineers who got all the early time on the first one. Guerrillas had to respond. Now it's Mutineers' turn. It's been a back-and-forth battle. We saw a bunch of sprees being earned by the Guerrillas as they controlled the middle of the map. Havoc trying to get a little fancy, I think, pushing up into green. He's going to have another big gunfight. He's got to go quick because the reinforcements from Guerrillas are going to be here fast, and there they are.
Yeah, it did not take long. They try to push open this lead even more. Awakening just trying to connect, but hitting some shots, just not getting any kills.
That's a power position right there.
Yeah, that did not look fun to shoot at all. It looked like his chance to get streaks. It just looked frustrating, and 4 go down over that stretch. This has been great from Guerrillas. Trying to push this to a map 5. And Joe, I want to ask you quickly. I don't know if this is a thing really, but maybe your experience as a player, it happened. Like, all right, let's say you had a chance to get winners bracket, and like this specific team you're playing against right now spoiled your chances of getting winners bracket. Does that add some fuel to the fire over the rest of this series if you're Guerrillas?
Yeah, why not? Right? Just, hey, we're not going to get there. Let's not let them get there.
Yeah,
but I think because they've had a recent roster change, like they know they have more to work on. We've seen some, losers run throughout majors. They're just trying to get better. That's their goal right now.
Yeah, I guess I would kind of feel that way. Like, screw these guys. Like, they ruined our dreams of winners. Like, they're not getting it either. Like, I guess I feel that way. Now, maybe you're playing with a little less pressure, too. Like, you're starting losers regardless. Not sure how much of that is at play, but...
Dude, how good, though, has this been? 2nd rotation for Guerrillas. Right? I mean, Mutineers, it felt like they were running away with it. We had, Awakening on that spree, almost hitting the streets. And then after that 4th hill, from that point forward, it has been all Guerrillas, now up to 200 points with a 70-point lead.
I feel like it was somewhat similar for NYSL. I know, a bit different of a game, but like once they got control, they just sort of never looked back. Just chaining hard points together. Can they close it out? and get us to a 5th and final map. Skies at one point, I think, was like 14-6. So this stretch from Guerrillas has hit the stat line for sure. You can see why he started out hot. I mean, he is shooting well, but maybe not well enough as Guerrillas creep closer to that 250 mark.
They're just playing really scrappy. A really good job by aBeZy and Cellium throughout this map in those moments, winning those sub battles. There they are again, and then Cellium from up top, him and App. That duo right now controlling middle of the map that allow their ARs to spawn it up, get in position, and Mutineers, they have to contest this. They have to go. They have to fly on through. Time is against them. I don't know what they got after first rotation, the amount of points, but I'll tell you what, it has been a lot to a little since that point. Gene showing some extra love.
Yeah.
We're headed to a map 5.
I asked you, maybe if there's a little added fuel to the fire. I think just a little extra bullets to the bodies at the end there. I think that might be the case. So now, there is really just one storyline. We got a 5th and final map. Mutineers win, they guarantee winner's bracket. They lose, both of these teams in a one and done scenario for Major 3. And Sheen, maybe the nicest guy in the league, but a little added passion there at the tail end of that hard point.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, Buddy T's angry. He's getting pissed. I like it from the Guerrillas, but beautiful hard point there on Garrison. So it's about 1-5. Now they're 2-5. So there you go, Maeve. There's your answer.
I love that. I love that. I guess you just want to see any kind of improvements. As you said, like the focus is on the major, the focus is on the future. We can say that as much as we want for teams that make changes, but even if you're losing now, I guess I feel you've got to see some progress somewhere, even if it's small, just something to feel good about. So yeah, winning your second time on Garrison Hardpoint might not be everything, but it's something.
Well, you saw that at the end of stage 2. You were a Guerrillas believer. Yeah, I was all you. You loved it.
Yeah, they had me a believer multiple times this year, and I said I'm never believing in them again because I picked them to win like 2 rounds last major.
Yeah.
Screwed my bracket up,
I
man.
told you. I told you it was gonna happen.
Well, you're smarter than I am, Joe. It's not fair. You've got more brain cells up there. Guerrillas, though. Maybe some. They got to be feeling good about a map 4 win, even though they won't see winners. A chance to play spoilers. It comes down to a map 5. See you after the break.
The Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
Joe, I got a couple of updates throughout the course of that break. Let's get to the first thing. Apparently, this is only Florida's second Game 5 all year, which in itself is insane. I mean, it's 7th for Guerrillas, to give you an idea. Then I just got a text from our producer, an update from League Ops. So if LAG win this 3-2, Florida is 3rd, LAG is 4th.
Florida is 3rd.
Okay, so doesn't that go against everything I've been saying?
I mean, they were probably just cracking numbers. There's so many different things that can happen.
Yeah, no, that's what he said. So many damn three-way tiebreaker scenarios. So, okay, so scratch what I said.
Okay, so no matter what Florida's in?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I just got. So I was told something different to start, but they will be 3rd if they lose this. Yeah, all right. So that whole thing I was hyping up with the
it sounded good, and everything. Though. It sounded really good.
I was trying to sell that narrative. I just was lying to everyone, unfortunately. But that is where it is now. So that's a fresh update in. So if you're a Florida fan, I mean that's very good news for you, as you're in the winners bracket regardless.
Man, poor aLLeY. I know aLLeY's plan just has his spreadsheet out. He's just. I know. I know he's been in those scenarios.
Yeah, I don't. There are a few things I do not, envy at all, and that is one that dealing with those tiebreaker scenarios. Just looking at the spreadsheet sometimes gives me a migraine. Like what last stage when we got sent that one just break of text for all of the scenarios for the matches, I was just like, no, someone else come on and break this down.
So if LAG beat Florida 3-2, the loser of Minnesota-Dallas will finish 5th. That's crazy.
Saying the winner is 2nd. So that's like almost what happened with, remember what could have happened for OpTic where it was a 1st or 6th scenario? Like how crazy that was?
Yeah, I mean, we cashed that match, bro. I kind of want that. That sounds great.
Yeah. That sounds crazy. 2nd
I mean,
or
either
5th.
way, it will be, because no matter what, Florida will either be 3-2 or, yeah, okay. Let's do it. Right. Moscow, though, both teams 2-0 in stage 3, so should be a good search.
All right, so thank you for the update, League Ops, and apologies for the confusion, but yeah, that job in itself, I'm sure, confusing, but here we go. Into the Game 5, and it is slow, passive, and calculated from Guerrillas to start the offense.
They're very slow, just kind of seeing what they see. Middle of the map is wide open. So you have a 2-2 split here. 2 players at B, 2 players at A. Which side are they going to go up? It looks like they're going to go right up escalators. Neptune and Awakening, how many players can they find? Sheen's going to start getting pushed up. Neptune, yeah. You're going to have to go off, and he does. He at least finds 2, so we're into a 2v2.
Now, can they get this plant down clean before the others get here? At some point, they're going to have to go for it. I mean, there's only 20 seconds to go. Can they catch them on rotation before they work the bomb? Silly just got the information. There's the read. Nice shots by Silly, all down to Havoc, but he's going to have to hop on this plant. Gets on it now, so you kind of have a 1v1 versus Sheen and Havoc, and that fight not fun against a Krig. Havoc's going to have to back out, and, well, this is his 3rd crack at a 1v2. So far, he's 50-50.
Yeah, it's a little different, though. You have Sheen in a great position.
Yeah.
A crossfire. Only 25 seconds to work with. And you can see, just because of how long he's taken, they are very confused, but the cross is there. He almost is able to get behind that bomb.
Yeah, it's just not like Express where, he had all that time to reposition, take another route. Like, there's just not a lot of options once he was there. What are you going to wrap all the way back and pinch the reskies? Just not a ton of options.
Yeah, not a lot of time either. And I mean, in that 2v2, what was it? Havoc, he spots that player just not on the bomb yet. Skies, I feel like you play that a little bit safer. They know they have to go for the plant. Skies ends up getting taken down, then puts Havoc in that spot. Defensively, it's 3 off the start towards A. In one middle of the map, so the B site's open right now. This could force a rotation. But Assault, you can see him just kind of going back and forth. Trying to spot anything he can, but he has to stay alive. This player in this spot, middle platform, it's usually on him. If he dies, the offense has a massive advantage, and he does die.
Well, Joe, you set that up beautifully for Assault to die. Messed up. aBeZy should have won. At least he finishes it before he falls. Then Chino there, and out of 3-0 with the trade into another 2 versus 2. Flipped on its head. The Mutineers do what Guerrillas just did. The difference, you've got much more of a presence here, and while Neptune almost overstays his welcome, gets ripped down to a third of his health. Silly's already quick on the rotation. He's got the read, and Awakening smokes him. Oh my God.
Catches him on rotation. Bomb's going to be planted now. Now it's on Sheen. 3-0 to start. And while Awakening just challenges out, they double chow, they catch him with that first blood. They just rotate it back up SKs. And you know this is a pet peeve of mine, so I'm going to talk about it.
I love this.
Okay. I love the way they worked Assault. I just think you know the bomb site's open at that point. Like, you know he's there, that player that's sort of just playing middle, giving them the info. I would just love if they just went A and planted the 3v4. They don't, it gets into that 2v2. I think they just overthink, but hey, it works out.
Could it be a lack of preparation that they didn't know what you were saying?
I think it's just a play call. They're trying to bait Guerrillas to rotate to B. They're hoping a player, you know, it rotates off, then they have like a 4v1 at the A site. They work it. It ends up working out.
You're always just a get the bomb down, play your numbers type of guy. I like it.
Yeah, it's just like you worked really hard to like do that and open up that site, and then you just kind of throw that away at times if you go the other way.
I thought Silly was going to have like a freebie set up on the block with like the angle he had, but Awakening just gives him a little hop and a burst of headshots there. Gets him out of what could have been a thrown away round. Once again, kind of a slow build-up for Guerrillas. Just trying to maybe make the defense a little bit antsy. You're not going to see any four-man hits, just patience and progression.
And they're just taking middle of the map. You have the same, it's a 2-2 split. And now they're going to try and work Awakening and Neptune. And you're basically hoping Awakening and Neptune can win out. Like a 3v2. Somehow, aBeZy gets behind. They just got to wait for aBeZy. aBeZy gets behind a player. I thought that was Havoc, who was working middle of the map. Havoc in a 1v2, and Guerrillas, they win it. They have the numbers advantage. And that 2-2 split's just not working. Guerrillas are working up middle of the map, and they're just like, there's nobody here. There's no one here.
Well, you know what the next question is? Well, if this is how Guerrillas are going to play it, what do you got to change now if you're Mutineers?
Stack a site, or it's either kind of what we saw from Guerrillas last offense, 1 mid, 3 towards A. You could take mid control away from them. You can give up the A site and try to retake it. But we got to see some adjustments.
Well, is this maybe part of why? I mean, we talked about what? It's 10th in the league on defensive rounds in search for Mutineers.
I mean, the first round, they forced a 2v2. I don't think it was the worst case. But you're just asking a lot when you're playing that split for that long. You know that the Guerrillas are going to hit you with either a 3v2 or a 4v2. And you would just hope that they can at least trade it down to a 2v2 on rotation. So, yeah, I want to see something different next time.
That's like best case.
That's best case.
Well, they send out and they double chow. Neptune thought he was backing down, but it is far from a back down. 3 for Neptune, and just like the game 2, sometimes for Mutineers, it relies on a bit of heroics to get around victory. Havoc had his crack at a 1v2. Couldn't get it done. Difficult spot. Now it's Assault's turn. What a stage 3 he has had. Can he pull this one off against Awakening and Neptune? Heads are about to collide in mid-map. He's been spotted. He's been tagged. He gets out of it. He knows the push is coming. And they play it right. They win the 2-on-1. I thought he had an opportunity maybe to turn it into a 1 versus 1, but there's never a good shot to get one clean and get away.
Yeah, it was really a nice slide from Neptune. He kind of baited out Assault, and then, Assault's thinking, all right, I have this 74. I got to take this challenge. But they wrap it all the way through the offensive spawn. They're not sure where Assault is kind of coming from. He's going through flank through the middle of the map. Assault's probably thinking, all right, they just took the bomb. They went bottom Eskies. They're probably planning B around this timing. But Mutineers are They're like playing these extra steps of caution at times, and that time it worked out.
Now they'll start to push up street. A bit different here in this sense of they're kind of pushing as a unit up the map. And Skies, well, sure, have fun with that. Your heads are gone. 2 of the 4 will fall. Now aBeZy trying to clutch up with Assault. At least turns this into a 2v3 and becomes a whole hell of a lot more manageable. And he can get out.
Yeah, and with that middle position, you have Havoc, Neptune locking it down. But they're going to go quickly, very fast on a flank here. Assault's just kind of took his time. aBeZy's middle of the map inside of gold, and he's starting to work on up. They're going to be like, what the heck? If they end up getting flanked, they're going to be like, what in the world is happening? Look at this defensive setup. They've given up basically everything. You have Skies all the way back police. Start to work towards A.
I feel
we see some weird rounds today.
It's one of those setups where it could be great. You could catch somebody, or you give a free kill, and this is how you throw away a 2 versus 4. But as the plant will go down, now they'll probably group up, start to work this pinch. Salt Nap still working on this 2 versus 4. Trophy taken out, nade forward, will give some position out for Skies, and he will soar on in. All down to Assault. He falls basically at the same instant. Nice retake. Round win to Mutineers.
Just looking for trophies, see if there's anything else they can blow up. But I like that play from Skies, just to blow that trophy up that aBeZy was able to put down. That nade forces him to reposition behind that pillar. He's got to slide away. Even just that bullet gives Skies a little bit of an advantage going into the gunfight. It was Skies who ends the round. It was Skies at the start of the round. Dilly and Sheen trying to get aggressive up this street. Maybe they were thinking like they're going to throw something different at us. Maybe an aggressive A. They try to get a bit of a blind counter. Doesn't work.
Yeah, I think exactly. Sort of the conversation we were having. Like that kind of slow, methodical buildup across every kind of segment of the map was working really well. We expected a change from Mutineers, so they try to change. And, well, I guess I just think maybe the more aggressive out of Guerrillas, the more Mutineers might like that.
They're trying to take Assault. They're going to try and take him. 4 HP. Oh.
Almost caught again. But this time, thankfully, gets out. I think Neptune was just kind of playing from that half wall, spotting for information today, which you'll see so commonly. Now he starts to group up with his teammates as they look to maybe take that mid-control to a site against the 2-on-2 setup, which we've seen Guerrillas do successfully. Now it's kind of Mutineers' turn to replicate that. And it looks like A is going to be the call. They're starting to work their way up Eskies.
Yeah, but Silly's like kind of reading this. He was starting to cheat towards that way. But the nade fake, they're going to go. They're going to go right down the middle. Silly, though, he should be ready for this. We've seen him in this position last time. Bottom street, though. There's one push, and Owakening wins that gunfight. Catches Silly out. Assault gets pushed out. No way. Oh. Almost did it, but now we're in a 3-on-2. And look, Florida, they just are like, we're just flying at you. After you plant that bomb, we're taking the gunfights on rotation. Maybe not the smartest idea. Cheated a 1v3, run it. Oh, it's so close.
He was weak. He was just weak. Oh, Sheen, you read it. You nearly did it. He has like a little over half health, and that is the difference. But, I mean, the start of that is just like, I feel like that's Silly twice, who's been in a pretty good spot, pretty good read, and it's just Owakening wins the gunfight. That one, I mean, he's obviously a little more open to that fight, and not on a piece of cover as much, but it's a great entry kill from Owakening, this time in the 4 versus 4 that gets them to the site. And now Skies, he's on 4 in a row, by the way.
Look at this. You wanted to see something different? Here you go. 3-4 hit middle. Havoc just flies up, able to find that first blood. Skies has some players to deal with. Sheen is still alive on the flank, but they know this is B. You're going to have a 1v1, though. Sheen's still up. Now it's like, They're kind of all over the place. There's gunfights everywhere. Sheen is the difference maker. Yeah, the Mutineers just not on the same page.
Yeah, there's a one-on-one in every quadrant of the map is what it felt like. And Havoc, the guy that kind of flew and found the first blood, he's the last guy up now. He's had a lot of chances at these 1v whatever scenarios. Here's another one, and a difficult position yet again. Apathy, he spots him. He's weak. The rechow not going to work out. Guerrillas get the round win, and yeah, I don't know. Maybe one of those moments where you get that first blood and you just have to kind of take a breath and sync up a little bit, because, yeah, I mean, our observers were just hopping to like every different part of the map as the gunfight went down.
Well, it felt like because Havoc got so far pushed up middle of the map, then they saw B site. They just didn't. The problem is they didn't clear that out where Sheen was playing. Instead, they just ran at it. Owakening is thinking there's no way Sheen's there, but he is. So because he doesn't take his time and clear that or just hold it, Sheen's able to find 2 separate 1v1s. And then Havoc's just doing sprints around the map.
He's fast. He likes to go fast.
But not fast enough. And as you said, yeah, just you get the hard-earned first blood, you have mid-map control, just group on up.
Sheen, I mean, he almost pulled off that 1v3, but yeah, he's got, what, 5-6 kills through these last 2 rounds. He's the hot hand right now for Guerrillas. And he stay hot. Last time we saw this from Mutineers, they slowly progressed their way up mid, then hit Eskies. Well, no, they tried to hit Eskies. That's when they actually wrap back and push through mid, right? They found the opener.
Kind of doing everything.
Trying to keep track of it all around. Yeah. No, I mean, it's been fun, but yeah, I'm trying to remember which round was what. Sometimes it's difficult.
Neptune with that flash, yeah, he's able to get that first blood, all that info.
Owakening now 2 in the round. Salt by himself and trying to clutch up, but the pinch is coming in. He's got to pick a site, pick a fight. They're everywhere. Mutineers close it out. For a second, I thought they might wrap out of that, because I think Havoc was on the opposite side, knew there was nothing there, but
they're just waiting on him. I mean, Sky's just takes the fight. He's just got to wait on Havoc. That's just Sky's he's taking the fight with the series he's kind of having. But yeah, nice transition. Neptune has been fantastic throughout this series. And, you know, Respawn's just playing his life. He's had some great plays in this Search and Destroy. You're just seeing moments from this Florida team. And we've seen that all year. It's just like some of these mistakes they're just obvious, right? And good teams are going to take advantage of that. They just got to button it up a little bit. We'll see now, can they win this at 5? They need one more round. LA Guerrillas, they get into this very slow sort of offensive default, just trying to see what they can get out of the Mutineers.
Yeah, it still just feels like that same team. In the sense of they can get hot and they can shock somebody. For sure, but yeah, it might be, like you said, butting it up and the consistency that really elevates their game. Assault. Nice little trade through the window. But this is kind of that layered setup again. I mean, look at it. You got 1A, 1 mid, 1 B side. And that's working. Just like beautiful from Assault.
It's forcing Mutineers to go. Like, they're just going. They had no information on a site. They didn't know where they were. So they group up and they try to take mid-map. And Guerrillas are just kind of ready for it.
I was thinking maybe Skies would find a fortunate timing to catch one wrapping up Eskies, but that's not going to be the case. I'll try to reposition the 1 versus 3. Pick them apart 1 by 1. As Guerrillas try not to give that up. Okay, well, there will be no picking. There will just be catching. As Randy Moss there with the hands. Unfortunately, that's a grenade.
Yeah, this is another one of those rounds. Neptune and Owakening try to get aggressive. Skies is all the way in the back. You're just one-on-one. They're picking you apart. They're doing things without information. We saw it on the 1 defensive round when Sheen, right, just gets 2 kills on Owakening and Neptune.
Is it one of those things sometimes where the slower gameplay, the patient gameplay starts to unnerve you a little bit and you just feel like you need to move when you just don't?
Yes, and it's one of those, like, just play the retake. If you're going to give up a site, just give it up. Just play a 3v3 retake.
Well, I just think it's been a pretty good example of why maybe, yeah, they're 10th when it comes to defense and search. 100%.
Yeah, get antsy.
Yep. Might not be all of it, obviously, but seems to be a part of it, at least what we're watching here. You got players that want to take gunfights. I mean, that's
no, 100%. Yeah,
that's just part of what it is.
Into this setup that we've seen multiple times. It's all the way in the back. It's 3 players, though, towards A. Havoc is the one guy lurking. He's been lurking throughout this entire map.
Ooh, that's why you want to take gunfights sometimes.
He wants to. He wants to.
Please shoot me.
I get it.
Just shoot me. If I know where you are, you're dead. Okay, well, Assault won that one, but I thought it was 3.
But yes, too. It's Havoc. Havoc's flanking. They're not going to be ready for it. There's one freebie. Silly all the way in the back. He is stuck. Neptune's there for the trade. But that's what I mean. You saw in that last offense when they slowed things down and did things together, they won it, right? Because they had a general idea of where Guerrillas were going to be. You could do that on defense. Let the bomb go down. Yeah. Retake it.
No, I think that's 100% what it is. Like they're a team that wants to take gunfights. Offensively, they feel they can dictate that a little bit more. As they're the aggressor, they can dictate the gunfights, and on defense, they're struggling to do that. It might just be as simple as that. But they get the round win, and well, we were just sort of talking through that a lot because there's been some struggles with them on defense, and well, there wasn't much that was going to change regardless of outcome. Now, they would have been, what, 3rd? Now a chance, I believe it's 2nd, right? What was the... Oh, God, now I don't know if the first message was correct that I read. So we'll wait and see. I'll wait and see how it broke down. But Mutineers close it out. Guerrillas starting losers. Mutineers starting winners. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, nice job by the Florida Mutineers. They're bouncing back. This is going to be their first time starting in a winner's bracket, I'm pretty sure, at a major. So a big deal for them. Yeah, the first 2 stages to start in that loser's bracket. But Guerrillas, after, I mean, with Gene winning that 3-0 over Paris, 4 match losses in a row. But you've gone to 3 Game 5s in a row. And this is what we talked about. This is a team, even at the start of the year, we said has to dictate 2-3-5. I know it's difficult to do, but in my mind, you've gotten to 3 Game 5s in a row. I think you got to close at least 2 of those out. Yeah,
it's just, a lot of times when we say a team has to be like 50-50 in search, it's a solid respawn team. They're just not.
They're not.
So they need to be far better when it comes to those games. I totally agree with you. I guess getting to a lot of Game 5s is probably going to be, for now, with how competitive this league is and where they're currently at, getting to a lot of Game 5s is going to be the recipe to find wins. They're not winning the Game 5s. Yeah, I think you're spot on. That's what it comes down to. Can they clutch up in these Game 5s? And I guess I tend to agree with you that they should be a team that should, just considering how they play search, the pedigree of these players, the history, the experience, whatever you want to call it. They should be stepping up to bat. I mean, that is their 7th Game 5. Mutineers, that's their 2nd. Like, they've been going to a lot of Game 5s. Just got to win them.
Yeah, that's their 3rd in a row. So we'll see. Guerrillas, you got a week. You got to prepare. You're starting that loser's bracket. 1 and done. For the Florida Mutineers, you get to that winner's bracket for the first time. I'm sure they're pumped up. Some things still to work on, but they're getting better. They're getting better with Havoc.
Well, that game was kind of a story of near clutches, and usually we don't watch a best play from someone that lost, but like Cheeto's 1v3 was almost insane. I want to watch the Scump play of the game here and watch Cheeto. He almost pulls it off, man. I think he has around half health. He is full. He might do it, but it was nasty, just almost real naughty there from Money Team.
Yeah, we talked about a team that wants to take gunfights. Getting into this setup, Awakening, he's able to take down Silly. A 1v2 on the street side. So you get into this 4v2, bombs being planted. Awakening almost pulls off the play. He's the one that gets the melee in. And you could see the Mutineers are like, let's do it. Let's dance. And well, they just challenge 1 by 1. Neptune's in this corner. He's going to slide on out and get smoked. Havoc is just trying to get towards back police. And then it's just this read. This read and a huge round for the Mutineers puts them at 5. The Skies comes on the cross.
Yeah, it's just one of those moments, that last gunfight, where I feel like if you're full health, just the L trigger and hold the push is great, but I feel like you kind of had to hit him with some movement, right? I don't know, whether it's a little ledge boost out front or a slide, something there if he's going to pull it off. But Skies was ready for it, but this is how it broke down for Mutineers. You start off with your toughest test versus Ultra. You lose 3-0, which many people did in this group. You beat Røkkr. You beat Empire. you beat Guerrillas. Like, you beat 3 of, like, your, I guess, 4 hardest tests. The Legion loss is maybe the one that stands out, but a solid stage for Mutineers.
I mean, it's the 2 wins over Røkkr and Empire. I think coming into this, you know, an expert would say they should lose both of those, especially the way Røkkr looked.
Sure.
And at the end of the second major, but there we go. Now we're going to take a look at the Guerrillas again. It was a 3-0 hot start, and then 4 losses in a row and 3 Game 5 losses in a row.
Yeah, you win the one. I don't know if you were expected to win over Legion per se, in the sense of that, you know, I could go back and forth however you want it. But yeah, you lose to Ultra, which yes, everyone did. But yeah, Empire, Røkkr, Mutineers. Can you pull out 2 of those, 1 of those, something? But just 3 Game 5 losses, that is a tough pill to follow for sure. But they were highly competitive, Joe. There's no argument there. With even though they only got 1 win, do you feel like it's a chance they can do anything in losers?
I mean, of course, but I just got to see some respawn improvement. It's just what it comes down to. That's going to be the story for me. We saw a hardpoint win here. Yeah, we'll see what happens with Guerrillas. But you see here at our Group A standings, tomorrow it's a showdown. Empire Røkkr, a rematch from that insane major Game 5 round 11. And it's going to be for a spot in winner's bracket.
I'll tell you what, when I first saw the groups, my first instinct was, all right, they're pretty balanced. But I was thinking Røkkr were going to come out a far better team, considering how they looked at the major and the improvements with the team change of Standy. I definitely would not, if I had 400 guesses, I wouldn't have landed on what happened with Empire. Never would have gotten there in a million years. This group, just to be blunt, didn't end up very good. Mutineers look better. Ultra looks great, but outside of that, yeah, I guess it ended up being a little more lopsided between the groups than I expected.
It was not. Yeah, no, this is, just because the sort of rocky Røkkr start and then the Empire change, where Empire was a top 4 team consistently with Hook all year, and now we just don't know. It's just a question mark.
Yeah.
I mean, the teams that took care of business, you took care of business. Ultra did what they had to do. But when you compare it to Group B and the way those teams are looking, it's a spicy one over there.
Yeah, and that's not like a knock to Ultra going 5-0. Like they're still the favorite to win the event. Don't get me wrong. It's just weird how it played out, because
what happens when you win? You get to win. You did get out of your group.
That is absolutely true. But we've got one more day before Major 3, and this is what we've got lined up: Raven Surge, OpTic FaZe, Empire Røkkr, and yeah, certainly some matches where some slots are going to be moving around for the major.
There's going to be a lot of movement. We're excited to see OpTic FaZe. I think that is one where we saw it one time. It was a Game 5. Atlanta FaZe dominated the S&D. OpTic, they looked good in respawns, but right now, nobody really... There's kind of like... I mean, Atlanta FaZe are still really good, but with OpTic, it's... They got to fix their respawns against the top teams, and then that last match is going to dictate who gets out of the group.
No, I tend to agree with what they talked about on the desk. And, you and I have spoken about this a lot, but I feel like there's this thought that FaZe just aren't good now. But you and I have saw it as they are going out of their way to play stuff they're not good at, to get better at. There are definitely some series that wouldn't have gone as deep, or they would have won had they played what they really want to or are strong at. The question is it going to pay off for the major? Like, all this work they're putting into stuff like APOC and Express, like, are they going to get better? And that is a question that will be unanswered until we get to our major, which is just a week away. But I believe we've got Neptune with Miles to chat about the victory, maybe the first time getting into the winner's bracket. It's got to be exciting for the Mutineers squad. Quick break. Miles with Neptune up next.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the Call of Duty League. It is now finally time for our Game Fuel Victory Spotlight. I am talking to Neptune. Sorry, I had to turn it off. I was echoing in my ear. I'm talking to Neptune, bro, of the Florida Mutineers. Man, congratulations on that win. That was a nail-biter. That was a crazy series, but congrats to you and the squad. Mate, let's first talk about the this road to the stage. It has been up and down. Like, you have beaten some of the best teams in the league. You've lost to Paris. Like, what has it been like to get to this point? Now we're at the major.
Yeah, so it's been good. We've been putting in a lot of work. We've been practicing really well. It was unfortunate that we lost to Paris, but we knew that we're good enough to beat all the top teams. And we beat Dallas and we just beat LEG, so we're feeling like really confident going into the major.
Yeah, man, the gameplay's looking really solid. Everyone seems to be flowing. It's looking nice so far. Dude, I wanted to talk to you about what it's like to be...
really good.
Yeah, it's looking great. It's looking fantastic, man. I want to know, what is it like being one of the top rookies in the CDL? Now, you came out of seemingly nowhere for a lot of fans, and now you're in the top echelon. Everyone's talking about you. You've become a fan favorite. What is it like as a player to go from, you know, relatively obscure like name to now like a top player that people love watching?
Yeah, it's definitely like a crazy feeling because I started off at the beginning of the game. I was still an M, just teaming with just other M's, and I definitely knew I had the potential, and I just put in the work, and then I got an opportunity from the Mutineers, and I took it, and I just went as far as I could with it. So I'm so not where I want to be at right now, but it's a great feeling just being able to be a rookie and be in the league.
Dude, it's looking good so far. You real nasty. You nasty. Last question then, man. Of course, like, excited to see how you go into the major. Obviously, confidence has got to be feeling high. But what advice would you give to other rookies, or what have you learned in being a rookie now in the CDL?
Being a rookie is definitely been different because it's definitely like a different feeling being in the league compared to competing in amateurs. But just once you get your groove down, everything just comes with it. It's definitely, like I said, different, but just once you find your touch, then there's definitely like not as much pressure on you as a rookie, and just as long as you just don't feel that pressure, then you should be fine as just being a rookie.
Oh man, it seems good so far. You really do let the gameplay talk, and congratulations again on the victory. Congratulations again, and good luck going into the major.
All right, thank you.
Neptune, thank you so much, man. Cool. That's that, ladies and gentlemen. What a day of games. Sweating. It's been wild. It's been crazy. We're still going to do a little bit of a breakdown. Myself, Nameless, and Dream Crazy going to be chatting about those matches that we saw just today. A lot to cover, a lot to talk about. We're going to throw to a very quick commercial break, and upon our return, it's more Call of Duty for you fans. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. What a day it's been! And now it's over. We get to sit and talk about it and reminisce here in the headquarters, brought to you by USAA. It's Miles, it's Nameless, and it's Dream Crazy. Let's look at what happened today, because for those of you who have been with us since the start of this wild and tumultuous ride, we salute you. Toronto 3-0 versus Paris Legion. That Game Fuel marquee matchup was one hell of a series. New York Subliners walking away with that one 3-1. And the last match we just witnessed there, the Los Angeles Guerrillas versus the Florida Mutineers. Florida 3-2 in that Game 5. It went all the way. Now we have an updated look at the standings. This is the Stage 3 groups. Not everything's set in stone just yet. We have a few more pieces that can move on these boards. But for now, Group A pretty much locked and loaded there. Toronto Ultra 5-0. Beautiful stuff out of them. Empire and Røkkr still a little bit to play for there. Someone's going to get that third place spot. We'll find out about that a bit tomorrow. And then Group B, plenty to play for still. A very, very exciting day of games coming up tomorrow. The final day of the Dallas home series. Whew! Honestly, what a day. We were so excited going into this day and it did not disappoint. We're here, we're ready to rock and roll in the headquarters once again. It's Miles, it's Nameless, it's Dream Crazy. And guys, I'm gonna ask you a very serious question because we've got a lot to get through here. What impressed you the most today out of the NYSL roster? There was a lot of pressure going in, of course, Hook and the LA Thieves. It was pretty pumped. We've seen a lot out of this team. Ellen, I want to start this one off with you. Tell me what's impressed you with NYSL.
I honestly was super impressed with this squad. And truth be told, I kind of wanted it to go to a Game 5 with LA Thieves. I'm not gonna lie there. But man, they're just looking so strong. And for me, it's more so HyDra. He's just such a beast, and every time I watch this kid play in challengers, and every time you see this man, he's slaying. He's picking up those key kills. He is literally getting the kills on rotations, locking down power positions, and just his slaying power. Like, NYSL have been undefeated in hardpoint with him, and that's just such a great pickup for this squad. Honestly, just with the leadership of Clay, I just would not be surprised if this team would take a chip heading into Major 3.
Absolutely. I think New York has what it takes. They proved it today. I mean, look at their group. Their group was way harder than the other one. They beat the other two big dogs outside of Ultra. They beat FaZe. They beat Thieves. They look like the team to beat right now. I want to see that matchup, them versus Ultra, because their hardpoint looks absolutely incredible. And you look at their roster, everybody's playing phenomenal. And Mack, in my opinion, is the most improved player in Stage 3. He's been lighting it up today. Was a special match for him to end, Stage 3, headed into the Major, to be playing like that. Unreal, man. When he plays well, they are nearly unbeatable, and the hard point today was clinical. So New York going into this Major, I think they have what it takes to win the entire thing.
Dangerous team. We'll see how high the ceiling can truly go as we get into the Major. But friends, what a day it has been indeed. Let's take a look at the schedule again. Tomorrow's games, lots to play for still. Very, very exciting stuff here in the Call of Duty world. Again, there's still a couple of movements we can be seeing here. A couple of rumblings still in those standings as we take a look at tomorrow's schedule. Brought to you by the US Army. First up, London, Royal Ravens going up against Seattle Surge. Not a whole lot of movement there. But then, next match, our T-Mobile 5G weekly drop. OpTic going up against Atlanta FaZe. Now, there is a lot of results there. Depending on how that series goes, they can seriously shake up the group. We'll maybe touch on that a bit later, but again, eyes on Twitter for all sorts of that information. Game Fuel marquee match, the last game of the day. It is, of course, our home series host, the Dallas Empire, taking on Minnesota Røkkr, again, battling for that third place in the group. That's going to be an exciting one. You don't want to miss any of these games. Get those in your calendars real quick, friends. But it's, again, the exciting matches ahead. The OpTic FaZe and the Dallas Røkkr one's real good, but who do you think really needs that win more? Right now, both these teams, they're in a tough spot. They're in a bit of a shake. It's kind of, the knees are wobbling. They're struggling through this stage. Ellen, who really needs it? Is it OpTic? Is it Dallas? What do you think?
Oh gosh. Okay.
Here we go.
Answering this question, here we go. In my opinion, I feel that both teams need this win. Being tied both in their pools 2-2. Not to mention, okay, Hook being dropped from Empire was probably arguably the biggest roster change this year. Empire needs to prove why they dropped him. Going 1-2 in FeLo, that's just not this potential record that we want to see from them. And in terms of OpTic, I don't know what's going on with this roster. They're it seems like they're being complacent, not necessarily locking down. Let's say they have early rotations, they lose their rotations. They're not getting those team trades that is necessary to get. It's just not really looking like a championship OpTic team right now, and they just need to change that if they want to get a championship or even a ring this year.
Yeah, you know, I think they both do need it, but I'm going to lean a little bit more towards OpTic. OpTic, first of all, they're playing FaZe, right? They're playing top 2 team in the game, and they have to beat them 3-0 or 3-1 to make it into winners. And OpTic right now, they need every advantage that they can get, so that's a massive series for them. But aside from all that, all the things that they need to do, looking at OpTic, after they lost their last series versus the Thieves, on Reddit, there were at least 25 posts just absolutely roasting them. Nobody believes in them anymore. Their fan base has started to turn on them. They need to win this for their team morale, for the fans to get back on their side. All the rest of the teams in the league are looking at OpTic like a free lick right now, so OpTic needs this win. They need to establish that they're still a top team and that they can do it. Otherwise, they're just going to crumble when it comes major time.
Tomorrow's game is going to be very exciting indeed. A lot riding on those ones. Guys, I love both the points. Hot takes indeed, but you are not wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today's matches. We've still got 1 day left to play here in the Call of Duty League for the Dallas Home Series. On behalf of myself, on behalf of Dream Crazy and Nameless, and everyone here behind the crew, we hope to see you tomorrow. Plenty more Call of Duty still to be played, friends. We'll see you then. This has been an unbelievable week of Call of Duty.
This was just absolutely insane.
It just still has me mind blown, man. One of the craziest sequences I've ever seen in my life.
It's Wednesday, and it's the start of the major. The LA Thieves have come to play. Oh boy! The Thieves absolutely decimate Paris.
There goes Scump, and it will be the Ultra taking down OpTic Chicago.
What are you talking about, baby?
Ace! A devastating 3-0.
Lose this, you go home.
Thieves 3-0 New York and keep the Cinderella story alive.
A nail biter here in the map 4.
FaZe! Yes! Oh, baby, aBeZy.
It is FaZe with the victory. FaZe will move in to top 3. And for Ultra, you still have a chance to battle on. You're not out of it yet.
Fans are going to get the quick contest. They've killed everyone! They killed all the Thieves! Toronto Ultra 3-0 in the series. For the Thieves, the honeymoon period is over.
Drop kick to the dome.
Accuracy, though, they line up! They line up for accuracy and he wins it! Are you kidding? Accuracy with the ice!
Oh my god!
The Giants, the Titans, Atlanta FaZe. Can anyone take down the final boss? It is do or die time.
Kleenex, the best player in the world. Ultra, they continue on.
Okay! Gosh! Ultra behind the brakes!
Get to a grand final.
Atlanta FaZe, once they hit the go button, there is no stopping them. What happened? The greatest underdog going into the tournament. They take the best team in the league the whole way. They truly are Ultra as your major 2 champions, Toronto Ultra.